1. Humans spend about one-third of their lives sleeping. Humans dedicate a substantial portion of their existence to sleep, approximately one-third of their lives, a fact that often elicits wonder and curiosity. This significant chunk of time, seemingly lost to unconsciousness, is actually a period of intense activity and critical biological processes that are fundamental to our well-being. When we consider a lifespan of, say, 75 years, 25 of those years are spent asleep. This realization underscores the importance of understanding the nature of sleep and its profound impact on our physical and mental health. Sleep is far from a passive state. During sleep, our brains engage in a complex series of activities, including consolidating memories, processing information, and clearing out metabolic waste products. These processes are essential for cognitive function, learning, and overall brain health. The lymphatic system, for example, is significantly more active during sleep, removing toxins that accumulate in the brain during waking hours. This cleansing process is crucial for preventing neurodegenerative diseases and maintaining optimal brain function. Without adequate sleep, these vital processes are disrupted, leading to impaired cognitive performance, mood disturbances, and an increased risk of various health problems. The architecture of sleep is equally fascinating. Sleep is not a monolithic state, but rather a cycle of distinct stages, each with its own unique characteristics and functions. These stages can be broadly divided into rapid eye movement sleep and non-rapid eye movement sleep, which further encompasses several stages of varying depths. As we drift off to sleep, we typically enter non-rapid eye movement sleep, progressing from light sleep to deep sleep. During deep sleep, our bodies repair tissues, release growth hormones, and strengthen the immune system. This stage is particularly important for physical recovery and rejuvenation. As we cycle through these stages, we eventually enter rapid eye movement sleep, characterized by rapid eye movements, increased brain activity, and vivid dreaming. Rapid eye movement sleep is thought to play a critical role in memory consolidation, emotional processing, and creative thinking. The amount of sleep we need varies from person to person, but most adults require around 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night to function optimally. Children and adolescents typically need even more sleep to support their growth and development. Factors such as age, genetics, lifestyle, and health conditions can all influence our sleep needs. Chronic sleep deprivation can have serious consequences for our health, increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, and mental health disorders. Furthermore, sleep deprivation impairs cognitive function, reaction time, and decision-making abilities, making us more prone to accidents and errors. Given the profound impact of sleep on our health and well-being, it is essential to prioritize sleep and cultivate healthy sleep habits. Establishing a regular sleep schedule, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and optimizing our sleep environment can all contribute to better sleep quality. Avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, limiting screen time in the evening, and engaging in regular physical activity can also promote restful sleep. By recognizing the importance of sleep and taking steps to improve our sleep habits, we can reap the many benefits of this essential biological process and enhance our overall quality of life. This one-third of our lives is not a period of inactivity, but rather a vital investment in our health, happiness, and longevity. 2. The average person dreams 4 to 6 times per night. Sleepy fact number 2 reveals a fascinating glimpse into the nocturnal world we all inhabit. The average person dreams 4 to 6 times each night. This revelation, while seemingly simple, unlocks a Pandora's box of inquiries regarding the nature of dreams, their duration, and their overall significance in our lives. Imagine, tucked away in the quiet darkness, our minds embark on multiple journeys each night, weaving intricate narratives and conjuring vivid imagery without our conscious control. The sheer frequency of these nightly escapades prompts us to consider the depth and complexity of the human mind. Each dream episode, though fleeting, paints a unique canvas of experiences. The duration of these dreams varies, with the initial dreams of the night often being shorter, perhaps lasting only a few minutes. As the night progresses and we cycle through different stages of sleep, our dreams tend to lengthen, culminating in the most extended and elaborate dream narratives occurring just before we awaken. This gradual crescendo in dream complexity suggests a connection between the duration of sleep and the intensity of dream experiences. The timing of these dreams is closely linked to the rapid eye movement, or REM stage of sleep. It is during REM sleep that our brain activity mirrors that of our waking state. Our eyes dart back and forth beneath our eyelids, as if we are actively watching the unfolding scenes within our minds. This is the period when dreams are most vivid, emotionally charged, and easily recalled. While dreams can occur outside of REM sleep, they are generally less memorable and lack the intricate details that characterize REM sleep dreams. The connection between REM sleep and dreaming underscores the vital role that this stage of sleep plays in cognitive function and emotional processing. The content of our dreams is as diverse as our waking experiences. From mundane activities to fantastical adventures, dreams draw upon our memories, emotions, and experiences to create a unique tapestry of narratives. These narratives can be influenced by a multitude of factors, including our daily stressors, personal relationships, and even the food we consume before bed. While some dreams may be literal representations of our waking lives, others are symbolic, using metaphors and imagery to convey deeper meanings. Understanding the symbolism within our dreams can provide valuable insights into our subconscious thoughts and feelings. The ability to recall dreams varies greatly from person to person. Some individuals have a knack for remembering their dreams in great detail, while others struggle to recall even fragments of their nocturnal adventures. This variability can be attributed to a number of factors, including sleep quality, stress levels, and individual differences in brain activity. Regular dream journaling, a practice of recording dreams immediately upon waking, can improve dream recall and enhance awareness of dream patterns. This practice allows individuals to cultivate a deeper understanding of their inner world. While the exact purpose of dreaming remains a subject of ongoing research, several theories attempt to explain its significance. One prominent theory suggests that dreams serve as a form of emotional processing, allowing us to confront and resolve unresolved conflicts and emotions. Another theory proposes that dreams play a role in memory consolidation, helping us to transfer important information from short-term to long-term memory. Still others suggest that dreams may be a form of mental rehearsal, allowing us to prepare for future events by simulating potential scenarios in our minds. Regardless of their specific purpose, dreams undoubtedly play a crucial role in our cognitive and emotional well-being. The sheer frequency of these nightly dreams, 4 to 6 times per night on average, highlights the profound influence that dreams have on our lives. They are not merely random occurrences, but rather a vital component of our sleep cycle, influencing our emotions, memories, and overall mental health. By appreciating the complexity and significance of our dreams, we can unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and the inner workings of the human mind. 3. REM sleep is when most dreaming occurs. REM sleep, or rapid eye movement sleep, is a fascinating stage of sleep characterized by a flurry of brain activity resembling that of our waking state. It's during this stage, generally occurring several times throughout the night, that most of our vivid and memorable dreams unfold. Imagine your brain as a movie projector, and REM sleep as the time when it's showing the most elaborate, bizarre, and emotionally charged films. It's a period of intense neural activity where narratives are woven, scenarios are played out, and our subconscious takes center stage. Why do we dream primarily during REM sleep? The answer lies in the unique physiological characteristics of this stage. During REM sleep, our brainwaves become fast and irregular, mirroring those seen when we are awake and alert. This heightened brain activity is believed to be crucial for dream formation. At the same time, our muscles become essentially paralyzed, a phenomenon known as atonia. This prevents us from physically acting out our dreams, which could be quite chaotic, even dangerous, if our bodies were free to move during these often unrealistic scenarios. Can you picture yourself literally running from a monster in your sleep, or attempting to fly from your bedroom window? Atonia acts as a safety mechanism, keeping our physical selves grounded while our minds are soaring through imaginary landscapes. The connection between REM sleep and dreaming has been a subject of intense research for decades, and while we understand the basic mechanisms, the exact purpose of dreaming remains a topic of debate. Some theories suggest that dreams are a way for our brains to process emotions, consolidate memories, and even rehearse potential threats in a safe environment. Consider it a nightly therapy session where your subconscious sifts through the day's events, sorting, filing, and attempting to make sense of your experiences. Others propose that dreams are simply a byproduct of the brain's electrical activity during REM sleep, a sort of mental static with no inherent meaning. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between, with dreams serving multiple purposes, ranging from emotional regulation to cognitive processing. Interestingly, not all dreaming is confined to REM sleep. We can experience dreams in other stages of sleep, particularly in the transition to sleep, or during lighter stages. However, these non-REM dreams tend to be shorter, less vivid, and less emotionally charged than REM dreams. They might consist of fragmented thoughts, fleeting images, or a sense of disorientation. REM dreams, on the other hand, are typically more elaborate, story-like, and often accompanied by strong emotions, ranging from joy and excitement to fear and anxiety. Think of a hazy, blurry photograph versus a high-definition movie. The difference in clarity and detail is analogous to the contrast between non-REM and REM dreams. The amount of REM sleep we get changes across our lifespan. Infants spend a significant portion of their sleep time in REM sleep, possibly because this stage is crucial for brain development and the formation of neural connections. As we age, the proportion of REM sleep decreases, and older adults tend to experience less REM sleep than younger adults. This decline in REM sleep might contribute to age-related changes in cognitive function and memory consolidation. However, maintaining healthy sleep habits and addressing any underlying sleep disorders can help to optimize REM sleep and potentially mitigate some of these effects. So the next time you wake up from a particularly vivid or bizarre dream, remember that you've just experienced the magic of REM sleep, a unique and fascinating stage of consciousness where your brain weaves intricate tales and explores the depths of your imagination. 4. Sleep helps the brain consolidate memories. Sleep, that nightly ritual we often take for granted, is far more than just a period of rest. It's a crucial time for our brains to perform essential maintenance, including consolidating memories. Imagine your brain as a vast library, constantly receiving new information throughout the day. These new pieces of information, like newly acquired books, are initially placed on a temporary shelf, easily accessible but also vulnerable to being misplaced or forgotten. Sleep acts as the diligent librarian, carefully sorting, organizing, and archiving these new acquisitions, ensuring they are properly stored for long-term retrieval. During sleep, your brain replays the experiences of the day, a process much like reviewing notes after a lecture. This replay isn't a literal rerun of events. Instead, it involves the reactivation of neural pathways that were active during those experiences. These pathways, strengthened through repetition, reinforce the connections between neurons, solidifying the memory trace. Think of it as tracing over a faint line again and again, making it bolder and more permanent. The hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure in the brain, plays a critical role in this initial encoding and temporary storage of memories. While you are awake, the hippocampus is constantly absorbing information from your senses, acting as a temporary buffer. However, the hippocampus has limited storage capacity. During sleep, particularly during slow-wave sleep, the hippocampus transfers these newly formed memories to the neocortex, the brain's long-term storage center. This transfer process is facilitated by neural oscillations, rhythmic patterns of brain activity that act like a conductor, coordinating the communication between the hippocampus and the neocortex. These neural oscillations, specifically slow waves, are like gentle pulses that sweep across the brain, facilitating the transfer of information. Simultaneously, sleep spindles, brief bursts of brain activity, appear to strengthen the connections between neurons in the neocortex, further solidifying the memory trace. This coordinated activity ensures that the important information from the day is safely transferred and stored in a more stable and permanent form. The type of memory being consolidated also influences the brain regions involved. For example, declarative memories, which are memories of facts and events, are primarily consolidated in the hippocampus and neocortex. Procedural memories, which are memories of skills and habits, such as riding a bike or playing a musical instrument, rely more on the cerebellum and motor cortex. Sleep helps refine these motor skills by replaying the neural patterns associated with these activities, improving their accuracy and efficiency. Furthermore, sleep doesn't just consolidate memories. It also helps to prioritize them. The brain selectively strengthens the memories that are deemed important or relevant, while weakening or discarding the less important ones. This selective consolidation process helps to optimize brain function, ensuring that we retain the information that is most useful for future decision-making and problem-solving. So when you prioritize a good night's sleep, you are not just resting your body, you are also actively supporting your brain's ability to learn, remember, and adapt. A lack of sleep, on the other hand, can impair memory consolidation, leading to forgetfulness, difficulty learning new information, and impaired cognitive performance. In essence, sleep is the unsung hero of memory, working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that our experiences are properly encoded, stored, and retrieved, shaping our knowledge and understanding of the world. 5. Lack of sleep can affect decision-making. Lack of sleep can significantly impair decision-making processes, a consequence that stretches far beyond simple grogginess. When we are sleep-deprived, our brains don't function optimally, particularly in areas crucial for rational thought and judgment. This disruption can lead to a cascade of effects, influencing everything from our ability to assess risks to our capacity for moral reasoning. One of the primary culprits is the prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center. This region, responsible for planning, problem-solving, and impulse control, is highly sensitive to sleep deprivation. When we don't get enough sleep, the prefrontal cortex becomes sluggish, making it harder to think clearly and make sound judgments. Imagine trying to navigate a complex maze with a dimmed flashlight. The path becomes unclear, and missteps become more likely. This impaired prefrontal cortex function also affects our working memory, the mental workspace where we hold and manipulate information. Without sufficient sleep, our working memory capacity shrinks, making it difficult to keep track of multiple factors or consider the long-term consequences of our choices. Simple decisions, like choosing what to eat for breakfast, might not be significantly affected, but more complex decisions, like evaluating investment opportunities or resolving conflicts at work, can become noticeably harder. Furthermore, sleep deprivation amplifies emotional reactivity, making us more susceptible to impulsive decisions driven by immediate gratification. The amygdala, the brain's emotional center, becomes hyperactive when we are tired, while the connection between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex weakens. This means that our emotional responses are less regulated by rational thought, leading us to make choices based on gut feelings rather than careful analysis. Think of it as having a volume knob turned up on your emotions, while the volume knob on your logic is turned down. This heightened emotionality can lead to poor risk assessment. Studies have shown that sleep-deprived individuals tend to overestimate potential gains while underestimating potential losses, making them more likely to take reckless risks. For example, a tired trader might make impulsive investment decisions based on emotional hunches, potentially leading to significant financial losses. Even our moral compass can be affected by lack of sleep. Research suggests that sleep deprivation can impair our ability to distinguish between right and wrong, making us more prone to unethical behavior. This might manifest as cutting corners at work, making dishonest statements, or even engaging in more serious transgressions. The specific mechanisms behind this effect are still being investigated, but it is thought that sleep deprivation weakens our ability to empathize with others and consider the ethical implications of our actions. Moreover, the impact of sleep deprivation on decision-making is not always obvious. We might not realize that our judgment is impaired, leading us to make confident but ultimately flawed choices. This cognitive arrogance can be particularly dangerous in high-stakes situations where accurate decision-making is critical. For example, a sleep-deprived surgeon might overestimate their abilities and make a critical error during an operation. Therefore, prioritizing sufficient sleep is not just about feeling rested. It's about safeguarding our ability to make sound judgments and navigate the complexities of daily life effectively. 6. Sleep boosts the immune system. Sleep is often viewed as a period of inactivity, a time when our bodies and minds simply shut down to recharge. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly passive state lies a complex and dynamic process that plays a crucial role in maintaining our overall health and well-being. One of the most fascinating and vital functions of sleep is its ability to bolster and enhance the immune system, acting as a natural shield against illness and infection. Our immune system is a sophisticated network of cells, tissues, and organs that work in harmony to defend the body against harmful invaders like bacteria, viruses, and parasites. When we are deprived of sleep, this intricate defense system becomes compromised, leaving us more vulnerable to a wide range of health problems. The link between sleep and immunity is multifaceted, involving several key physiological mechanisms. During sleep, our bodies produce and release cytokines, which are proteins that act as messengers, regulating the immune response. These cytokines are essential for coordinating the activity of immune cells, helping them to identify and neutralize threats. Certain cytokines, known as pro-inflammatory cytokines, are particularly important in fighting off infection and inflammation. However, their production needs to be carefully balanced. Sleep deprivation disrupts this balance, leading to an overproduction of pro-inflammatory cytokines, which can contribute to chronic inflammation and increase the risk of conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. Furthermore, sleep is crucial for the development and maturation of T cells, a type of white blood cell that plays a central role in adaptive immunity. T cells are responsible for recognizing and destroying infected cells, and they also help to create immunological memory, allowing the body to mount a faster and more effective response to future infections. When we do not get enough sleep, the production and function of T cells are impaired, weakening our ability to fight off infections. Studies have shown that sleep deprivation can significantly reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. Vaccines work by stimulating the immune system to produce antibodies, which provide protection against specific diseases. However, if the immune system is weakened by lack of sleep, it may not be able to mount a strong enough antibody response, rendering the vaccine less effective. This is particularly important to consider during flu season or when receiving other vaccinations. Ensuring adequate sleep before and after vaccination can help to maximize the immune response and improve the vaccine's protective effects. The impact of sleep on the immune system extends beyond the production of immune cells and cytokines. Sleep also helps to reduce stress hormones, such as cortisol. Chronic stress can suppress the immune system, making us more susceptible to illness. By promoting relaxation and reducing stress, sleep helps to keep the immune system functioning optimally. Adequate sleep allows the body to repair and regenerate tissues, which is essential for maintaining a healthy immune system. During sleep, the body produces growth hormone, which helps to repair damaged cells and tissues, including those of the immune system. In essence, sleep is not just a period of rest. It is an active process that is essential for maintaining a strong and healthy immune system. Prioritizing sleep is a simple, yet powerful way to protect ourselves from illness and enhance our overall well-being. By ensuring we get enough sleep, we are giving our immune system the support it needs to function effectively and keep us healthy. So make sure to prioritize those precious hours of sleep and let your body's natural defense system work its magic. 7. Most adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Sleep, a fundamental human need, is as crucial to our well-being as food and water. While the amount of sleep each person requires can vary slightly, a general guideline suggests that most adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. This isn't just a random number. It's a range carefully determined through extensive research and observation, reflecting the optimal sleep duration for most individuals to function at their best. Why this specific range? Sleep isn't a monolithic state of inactivity. It's a complex, cyclical process consisting of different stages, each with distinct functions. These stages cycle throughout the night, and to complete the necessary number of cycles for optimal restoration, most adults need a sleep duration that falls within the 7 to 9 hour window. During sleep, our bodies and minds undergo critical repair and maintenance processes. Our brains consolidate memories, process information, and clear out toxins that accumulate throughout the day. Our bodies repair tissues, strengthen the immune system, and regulate hormones. Insufficient sleep disrupts these processes, leading to a cascade of negative consequences. What happens when we consistently fail to meet this sleep requirement? The short-term effects are often immediately noticeable. We experience impaired cognitive function, struggling with focus, concentration, and decision-making. Mood swings become more frequent, and we're more susceptible to irritability and stress. Physical performance also suffers, with reduced coordination, slower reaction times, and decreased endurance. The risks extend beyond daily inconveniences. Drowsy driving, for example, becomes a significant safety hazard, comparable to driving under the influence of alcohol. The long-term consequences of chronic sleep deprivation are even more concerning. Studies have linked insufficient sleep to an increased risk of developing a range of chronic health conditions, including cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even some forms of cancer. Sleep deprivation weakens the immune system, making us more vulnerable to infections and illnesses. It also contributes to mental health problems, increasing the risk of depression, anxiety, and other mood disorders. Of course, individual sleep needs can vary. Some people may feel perfectly rested and function optimally on just 6 hours of sleep, while others may require closer to 9 hours to feel their best. Factors like age, genetics, lifestyle, and underlying health conditions can all influence sleep requirements. Children and adolescents, for example, typically need more sleep than adults to support their growth and development. Older adults may experience changes in their sleep patterns, often finding it more difficult to fall asleep and stay asleep. It's important to note that the 7 to 9 hour recommendation is a general guideline, not a strict prescription. The best way to determine your individual sleep needs is to pay attention to how you feel. If you consistently wake up feeling tired, sluggish, or unrefreshed, you may not be getting enough sleep. Experiment with different sleep schedules to find what works best for you. Establishing a consistent sleep routine, creating a relaxing bedtime environment, and avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed can all help improve sleep quality and duration. The modern world often glorifies busyness and productivity, sometimes at the expense of sleep. But prioritizing sleep is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It's an investment in your overall health and well-being. Getting enough sleep is essential for optimal cognitive function, physical performance, emotional stability, and long-term health. It's a fundamental pillar of a healthy lifestyle, deserving of our attention and respect. The 7 to 9 hour guideline is a helpful starting point, but ultimately, understanding and prioritizing your individual sleep needs is key to unlocking your full potential and living a healthier, happier life. 8. Dolphins sleep with one eye open. One of the most fascinating adaptations in the animal kingdom is the way dolphins sleep. Unlike humans, who typically drift into a state of unconsciousness, dolphins engage in a behavior called unihemispheric sleep. This means that only one half of their brain rests at a time, while the other half remains alert. And, as the sleepy fact reveals, this is visibly demonstrated by the fact that they sleep with one eye open. This peculiar way of sleeping is not just a quirky habit, it's essential for their survival in the aquatic environment. Imagine a mammal that needs to breathe air constantly yet lives in the ocean. If a dolphin were to fall into a deep sleep like humans do, it would risk drowning. Unihemispheric sleep ensures that the dolphin never loses consciousness completely, allowing it to surface periodically to breathe. The active half of the brain controls the necessary muscle movements for breathing, preventing the dolphin from suffocating in its sleep. Moreover, remaining partially alert helps dolphins stay vigilant against potential threats. The ocean is full of predators, such as sharks, and the ability to detect danger even while resting is crucial for survival. The open eye corresponds to the active hemisphere of the brain, allowing the dolphin to maintain visual awareness of its surroundings. Think of it as having a built-in security system that never shuts down completely. While one eye is open, the corresponding brain hemisphere is on guard, ready to react to any sign of danger. Social dynamics also play a role in this unusual sleeping pattern. Dolphins are highly social animals that live in groups called pods. Maintaining cohesion within the pod is important for protection and cooperation. By keeping one eye open and one brain hemisphere active, dolphins can stay aware of the pod's movements and avoid drifting away or getting separated. This is especially important for mothers with calves, who need to stay close to their offspring at all times. The process of unihemispheric sleep involves complex neurological mechanisms. When one hemisphere of the brain goes to sleep, the other hemisphere remains active and alert. This is controlled by specialized neural circuits that regulate the activity of different brain regions. Scientists believe that certain neurotransmitters and hormones play a key role in switching between the sleeping and waking states in each hemisphere. Interestingly, not all dolphins exhibit unihemispheric sleep to the same extent. Studies have shown that younger dolphins, especially calves, tend to sleep with both eyes open more often than adults. This is likely because they are still developing their ability to regulate their sleep patterns and may require more vigilance from their mothers. The duration of each sleep cycle and the amount of time spent with each eye open can also vary depending on factors such as age, health, and environmental conditions. The discovery of unihemispheric sleep in dolphins and other marine mammals has revolutionized our understanding of sleep and consciousness. It challenges the traditional view of sleep as a uniform state of unconsciousness and highlights the remarkable adaptability of the brain. It also raises intriguing questions about the nature of consciousness and the possibility of experiencing different levels of awareness simultaneously. Dolphins aren't the only creatures known to utilize unihemispheric sleep. Several species of birds and other marine mammals, like seals, also exhibit this behavior. This suggests that unihemispheric sleep may be a more widespread adaptation than previously thought, particularly in animals that face unique challenges in their environment. It serves as a reminder of the incredible diversity and ingenuity of life on Earth, where animals have evolved extraordinary strategies to thrive in even the most demanding conditions. The open eye of a sleeping dolphin is not just a curious detail. It's a window into the complex and fascinating world of animal adaptation. 9. Giraffes sleep less than 2 hours a day. Giraffes, those towering icons of the African savanna, possess a sleep pattern that is surprisingly minimal. They require less than 2 hours of sleep each day. This fact alone is quite intriguing, considering their imposing size and the energy they must expend to navigate their environment. These long-necked creatures have evolved to be economical with their rest, a necessity driven by a combination of factors related to their physiology, vulnerability, and social dynamics. One of the primary reasons for giraffes' short sleep duration is their immense size. Getting down and then back up again is a cumbersome process, requiring significant effort and time. During this vulnerable period, they are exposed to predators like lions, hyenas, and leopards. Therefore, minimizing the time spent lying down reduces the risk of attack. To rise, a giraffe must first rock forward onto its front knees, then extend its legs one at a time, a sequence that leaves it momentarily off balance. The entire process is a slow, deliberate one, making them easy targets for opportunistic hunters. Giraffes often sleep standing up, a behavior facilitated by a unique locking mechanism in their legs. This adaptation allows them to doze without collapsing, providing a degree of stability and the ability to quickly react to threats. They might enter a light sleep while standing, enough to conserve energy but remain vigilant. When they do lie down, it is usually for short periods, often in the form of brief naps. During these naps, they may curl their necks around to rest their heads on their hindquarters, a posture that appears awkward but is surprisingly comfortable for them. Interestingly, young giraffes tend to sleep more than adults. Calves, being smaller and more vulnerable, require more rest for growth and development. They often lie down for longer periods, relying on the protection of their mothers or the herd. As they mature, their sleep patterns gradually shift towards the shorter duration characteristic of adult giraffes. The social structure of giraffes also influences their sleep habits. They typically live in loose herds, offering some degree of collective security. However, even within a herd, not all giraffes sleep at the same time. There is usually at least one giraffe on alert, acting as a lookout for potential dangers. This constant vigilance ensures that the herd remains protected, even when some members are resting. This division of labor allows for efficient resource management, balancing the need for rest with the imperative for survival. Another aspect that contributes to their brief sleep requirements is their diet. Giraffes are primarily browsers, feeding on the leaves, fruits, and flowers of trees, particularly acacia trees. This diet is relatively nutrient-rich, providing them with a steady source of energy throughout the day. Unlike animals that rely on sporadic or energy-intensive food sources, giraffes do not need to conserve energy to the same extent. This consistent energy intake helps them sustain their activity levels without requiring prolonged periods of rest. Furthermore, the giraffe's circulatory system plays a role in their unique sleep patterns. Their long necks pose a significant challenge for maintaining adequate blood flow to the brain, especially when lying down. When a giraffe lies down, blood pressure in the head increases, and when they stand up, it decreases. To counteract these pressure changes, they have specialized valves in their jugular veins and a network of blood vessels in their brain called the rete mirabile, which helps regulate blood flow and prevent fainting. These adaptations ensure that they can quickly transition between lying down and standing up without experiencing dizziness or loss of consciousness, further facilitating their brief sleep cycles. 10. Cats sleep an average of 13 to 16 hours per day. The sleepy fact that cats sleep an average of 13 to 16 hours per day unveils a fascinating glimpse into the feline world, revealing a life rhythm quite different from our own. This significant portion of their day spent in slumber isn't simply about laziness. It's a deeply ingrained biological imperative tied to their evolutionary history as predators and their unique energy management strategies. Wild cats, unlike their domesticated counterparts, expend considerable energy hunting for food. They require bursts of intense activity, followed by periods of recovery. Domestic cats, even with readily available food, retain this ingrained sleep-wake cycle. The long hours of sleep serve as a way to conserve energy, allowing them to be fully alert and ready to pounce at a moment's notice, whether it's on a stray dust bunny or an unsuspecting toy mouse. The specific amount of sleep a cat needs can vary, depending on a number of factors, including age, breed, and overall health. Kittens, with their boundless energy for play and exploration, also require more sleep than adult cats to support their rapid growth and development. Senior cats, on the other hand, may sleep more due to decreased activity levels and potential age-related health issues. Certain breeds are known for being more laid back and prone to longer naps, while others might be more active and require less sleep. A cat suffering from an illness or injury may also sleep more as its body focuses on healing and recovery. Observing a cat's sleep patterns can be a valuable tool for monitoring its well-being. The way cats sleep is also quite intriguing. They don't typically fall into a deep, continuous sleep like humans do. Instead, they prefer a series of short naps throughout the day and night. This polyphasic sleep pattern allows them to remain vigilant and responsive to their surroundings. Even while seemingly asleep, a cat's senses remain partially active, enabling them to detect subtle sounds or movements. They often sleep in light dozes, easily awakened by the slightest disturbance. However, cats do experience periods of deep sleep, characterized by rapid eye movement, muscle twitching, and sometimes even vocalizations. These deep sleep cycles are essential for physical and mental restoration. Furthermore, cats are masters of finding comfortable and unusual places to sleep. From sun-drenched windowsills to cozy cardboard boxes, from the tops of bookshelves to the laps of their favorite humans, they have an uncanny ability to adapt to any environment and transform it into a suitable sleeping spot. Their flexibility and small size allow them to curl up into tight balls or stretch out luxuriously, finding the most comfortable position for their nap. The choice of sleeping location can also be influenced by factors such as temperature, noise levels, and perceived safety. Cats often seek out warm and quiet places where they feel secure and protected. The sheer variety of sleeping positions and locations that cats adopt is a testament to their adaptability and their unwavering pursuit of comfort. Understanding the sleeping habits of cats not only provides insight into their biology and behavior, but also fosters a deeper appreciation for these enigmatic creatures and their unique approach to rest and relaxation. It underscores the importance of respecting their need for sleep and providing them with a safe and comfortable environment where they can peacefully recharge and prepare for their next adventure. 11. The longest recorded time without sleep is 11 days. Imagine the relentless passage of time, the sun rising and setting not once, but 11 times, and yet sleep remains elusive. This is the stark reality behind the documented record for the longest period a human has consciously gone without sleep, a staggering 11 days. While tempting to dismiss it as a mere statistic, delving deeper reveals a fascinating, albeit cautionary, tale of human endurance and the mind's intricate relationship with rest. The individual who achieved this feat was a 17-year-old student named Randy Gardner. Back in 1964, as part of a high school science fair project, Gardner voluntarily subjected himself to this sleep deprivation experiment. It wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision, but a calculated endeavor, albeit one that would be viewed with considerable ethical reservations today. He was monitored by a research team, including sleep researcher William Dement, who observed and documented the gradual unraveling of Gardner's cognitive and physical functions. The first couple of days may have felt manageable, perhaps fueled by adrenaline and the novelty of the situation. However, as the hours stretched into days, the effects of sleep deprivation began to manifest in increasingly pronounced ways. Gardner's cognitive abilities started to falter. Simple tasks became monumental challenges. His concentration waned, and his memory became unreliable. He struggled to perform basic arithmetic, and often forgot what he was saying mid-sentence. Beyond the cognitive impairments, the physical toll was equally significant. Gardner's vision blurred, and he experienced difficulties with coordination. His speech became slurred and monotonous. Tremors and muscle weakness plagued his body. He was irritable and prone to mood swings, oscillating between moments of euphoria and fits of frustration. Perhaps one of the most intriguing observations was the emergence of perceptual distortions. Gardner began to experience hallucinations, blurring the line between reality and illusion. He reported seeing things that weren't there and misinterpreting sensory information. These hallucinations served as a stark reminder of the brain's dependence on sleep to maintain its grip on reality. While Gardner endured 11 days without sleep, it's crucial to note that he wasn't entirely devoid of rest. Brief microsleeps, lasting only a few seconds, likely occurred throughout the experiment. These involuntary episodes of unconsciousness are a common response to extreme sleep deprivation, representing the brain's desperate attempts to restore itself. Upon finally succumbing to sleep, Gardner slept for approximately 14 hours. Interestingly, he didn't need to compensate for all the lost sleep hour for hour. He was closely observed for several weeks after the experiment, and his sleep patterns gradually returned to normal. There were no lasting psychological or physical repercussions reported, although the long-term effects of such extreme sleep deprivation remain a topic of scientific debate. Randy Gardner's experiment, while groundbreaking in its time, raises important questions about the ethics of scientific research and the limits of human endurance. It stands as a powerful testament to the crucial role of sleep in maintaining cognitive function, physical health, and overall well-being. It also serves as a cautionary reminder of the potentially debilitating consequences of chronic sleep deprivation, a prevalent issue in modern society. While his case remains an extraordinary outlier, it underscores the profound importance of prioritizing sleep and heeding the body's natural need for rest. The story is not just about the record of 11 days, but about the immense toll exacted and the delicate balance of the human mind and body under duress. 12. Sleep deprivation can mimic symptoms of being drunk. Sleep deprivation, a state familiar to many in our fast-paced world, holds a curious and somewhat alarming resemblance to alcohol intoxication. This isn't merely a superficial likeness. Rather, the effects of insufficient sleep can genuinely mimic the cognitive and motor impairments associated with being drunk. Imagine a scenario where you're navigating your daily routine, but your reactions are delayed, your judgment is clouded, and your coordination is off. This could be the result of not having enough sleep, your brain struggling to function optimally. The science behind this phenomenon lies in the brain's dependence on adequate rest. When you sleep, your brain consolidates memories, clears out metabolic waste products, and restores its overall function. Chronic sleep deprivation disrupts these critical processes, leading to a cascade of negative consequences. One key area affected is the prefrontal cortex, responsible for higher-level cognitive functions like decision-making, problem-solving, and impulse control. When sleep-deprived, the prefrontal cortex operates at a reduced capacity, mirroring the effects of alcohol, which also inhibits this brain region. This leads to impaired judgment, difficulty concentrating, and an increased likelihood of making risky or impulsive decisions, similar to the behavioral changes seen in individuals under the influence of alcohol. Another striking similarity is the impact on motor skills and coordination. Alcohol impairs the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible for motor control, leading to clumsiness, unsteady gait, and difficulty with fine motor tasks. Sleep deprivation, similarly, disrupts cerebellar function. Studies have shown that individuals who are sleep-deprived exhibit slower reaction times, reduced hand-eye coordination, and an increased risk of accidents. The sensation of drowsiness and fatigue further exacerbates these motor impairments, making it difficult to perform tasks requiring precision and focus, such as driving or operating machinery. The consequence is that sleep-deprived individuals could easily have accidents, and the likelihood of mistakes increases across a wide range of activities. Beyond the cognitive and motor impairments, sleep deprivation and alcohol intoxication share other commonalities. Both can lead to mood swings, irritability, and impaired social functioning. Sleep deprivation can disrupt the balance of neurotransmitters in the brain, affecting emotional regulation and leading to increased sensitivity to stress and frustration. This can manifest as irritability, impatience, and a tendency to react negatively to minor inconveniences, mirroring the emotional lability often observed in individuals who are intoxicated. This emotional dysregulation can strain relationships and create difficulties in social interactions. Communication may become unclear, with greater chances of misunderstandings. Furthermore, both sleep deprivation and alcohol intoxication can impair memory and learning. Alcohol interferes with the brain's ability to form new memories, leading to blackouts and difficulty recalling events that occurred while intoxicated. Sleep deprivation disrupts memory consolidation, the process by which short-term memories are transformed into long-term memories. This can lead to difficulty learning new information, forgetfulness, and an inability to recall previously learned material. The connection between sufficient sleep and memory is so profound that sleep deprivation can significantly reduce academic and professional performance. It is important to note that the severity of these effects depends on several factors, including the duration and extent of sleep deprivation, individual differences in sensitivity to sleep loss, and the specific task or activity being performed. However, the overall message is clear. Sleep deprivation is not merely a state of feeling tired. It is a state of cognitive and motor impairment that can have serious consequences. The fact that it mimics the effects of alcohol intoxication highlights the importance of prioritizing sleep and recognizing the potential dangers of operating while sleep deprived. Making sure to get sufficient sleep can improve cognitive functions and motor skills. 13. Your body temperature drops during sleep. One of the fascinating transformations our bodies undergo each night happens almost imperceptibly, a subtle, yet significant dip in our core temperature. This isn't merely a side effect of inactivity, it's an actively regulated process, a crucial element in orchestrating the complex symphony of sleep. Think of your internal thermostat being gently nudged down a few notches as you drift off, paving the way for restorative slumber. This temperature regulation isn't uniform across the board, but rather fluctuates throughout the 24-hour circadian rhythm, reaching its nadir during the deepest stages of sleep. The underlying reason for this nocturnal temperature decline is rooted in energy conservation. Maintaining a constant core temperature requires a significant amount of energy, a metabolic expenditure that our bodies intelligently curtail during periods of rest. When we sleep, our metabolic rate slows down, reducing the amount of heat generated internally. It is like turning down the central heating in your house to save on energy bills when everyone is asleep. The body cleverly shifts resources away from heat production and directs them toward essential repair and restoration processes. This temperature drop isn't just a passive consequence of decreased metabolism. The body actively facilitates heat loss through vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels near the skin's surface. This allows more blood to flow closer to the environment, radiating heat away from the core. You might notice this effect as a slight feeling of coolness as you begin to feel sleepy. It's the body's way of actively shedding heat to lower its internal temperature. Furthermore, the sleep hormone melatonin plays a role in lowering body temperature, acting as a gentle signal to prepare the body for sleep. The magnitude of this temperature drop is typically small, usually ranging from 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit. However, even this seemingly minor change has a profound impact on sleep quality. A slightly cooler core temperature is conducive to deeper, more restful sleep. This is why many sleep experts recommend maintaining a cool bedroom environment, ideally between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. A cooler ambient temperature helps facilitate the natural temperature drop that occurs during sleep, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Conversely, a too warm environment can disrupt sleep by interfering with the body's ability to cool down effectively. The impact of this temperature regulation extends beyond just feeling comfortable. Studies have shown that a disrupted sleep temperature regulation can be linked to various sleep disorders and health problems. For instance, individuals with insomnia often exhibit a higher core body temperature and a less pronounced nocturnal dip, potentially contributing to their difficulty falling asleep and staying asleep. Similarly, conditions like sleep apnea can disrupt temperature regulation, further exacerbating sleep disturbances. Understanding the relationship between body temperature and sleep can empower us to make lifestyle choices that promote better sleep hygiene. Besides maintaining a cool bedroom environment, other strategies include taking a warm bath or shower before bed. While it might seem counterintuitive, the initial warmth actually causes blood vessels to dilate, leading to a subsequent drop in core temperature as you cool down afterwards. Consistent sleep schedules, regular exercise, and avoiding caffeine and alcohol close to bedtime can also help regulate the circadian rhythm, and ensure a healthy temperature drop during sleep. The intricate dance of our body temperature during sleep is a testament to the remarkable adaptability and sophistication of our physiology. By recognizing its importance and taking steps to support this natural process, we can unlock the potential for more restorative and rejuvenating sleep. 14. Sleepwalking occurs during deep sleep. Sleepwalking, also known as somnambulism, is a fascinating and somewhat mysterious sleep disorder, characterized by performing complex activities while asleep. While the image of a sleepwalker might conjure up comedic scenes of someone wandering around with arms outstretched, eyes closed, the reality is often more nuanced and, at times, even dangerous. This phenomenon, occurring specifically during deep sleep, namely the non-rapid eye movement stage 3, or NREM3 sleep, is a testament to the complex orchestration of our brains, and how that orchestration can sometimes go awry. The NREM3 stage is the deepest phase of sleep, characterized by slow brain waves, reduced heart rate, and lowered breathing. It is during this stage that our bodies repair and rejuvenate. Awakening someone abruptly from this stage can lead to disorientation and grogginess, a state often referred to as sleep inertia. However, for a sleepwalker, the transition from this deep sleep stage to a more wakeful state is partial. Certain parts of the brain responsible for motor skills and automatic behaviors become active, while the areas responsible for conscious thought and decision-making remain largely inactive. This disconnect allows a person to engage in activities like walking, talking, eating, or even more complex tasks without being consciously aware of their actions. The activities performed during sleepwalking can range from the benign to the bizarre. Some sleepwalkers might simply sit up in bed and mutter incoherently, while others might wander around the house, rearrange furniture, or even attempt to cook. More extreme cases have involved sleepwalkers leaving their homes, driving cars, or engaging in behaviors that put themselves or others at risk. The lack of conscious awareness means that sleepwalkers often have no memory of their nocturnal adventures upon waking. The causes of sleepwalking are multifaceted and not fully understood. Genetic predisposition plays a significant role, as sleepwalking tends to run in families. If one or both parents were sleepwalkers, their children are more likely to experience it as well. Other contributing factors include sleep deprivation, stress, fever, certain medications, and underlying medical conditions like restless leg syndrome or sleep apnea. Alcohol consumption and substance abuse can also trigger sleepwalking episodes. While sleepwalking is more common in children, particularly between the ages of 3 and 7, it can also occur in adults. Childhood sleepwalking often resolves on its own as the nervous system matures. However, adult sleepwalking is more likely to be associated with underlying medical or psychological issues. Therefore, persistent sleepwalking in adults warrants a thorough medical evaluation. Dealing with a sleepwalker requires a delicate approach. Contrary to popular belief, it is not dangerous to wake a sleepwalker, although it might cause them to feel disoriented and confused. The priority should be to gently guide them back to bed without startling or agitating them. Creating a safe environment is crucial to prevent injury. This might involve locking doors and windows, removing obstacles from hallways, and securing potentially dangerous objects. The study of sleepwalking offers a glimpse into the intricate workings of the human brain and the delicate balance between sleep and wakefulness. It highlights the fact that sleep is not a monolithic state of inactivity, but rather a complex series of stages with distinct functions. Understanding the mechanisms behind sleepwalking can not only help those who experience it, but also provide valuable insights into the broader realm of sleep disorders and the mysteries of human consciousness. It serves as a reminder of the powerful influence of the unconscious mind and the potential for unexpected behaviors to emerge when the boundaries between sleep and wakefulness become blurred. 15. You can't sneeze while sleeping. Sleep. Fact 15. You can't sneeze while sleeping. This seemingly simple statement unlocks a fascinating glimpse into the intricate workings of the human body during its nightly restorative phase. Sneezing, at its core, is a powerful protective reflex. Its primary purpose is to expel irritants from the nasal passages, clearing the airway of foreign particles like dust, pollen, or even viruses. This expulsion is no gentle puff. It's a forceful eruption involving a coordinated sequence of muscular contractions throughout the respiratory system. The diaphragm, chest muscles, abdominal muscles, and even muscles in the face all synchronize to generate the necessary pressure and velocity to launch these irritants outwards. The sneeze itself is triggered by the trigeminal nerve, which detects irritation in the nasal mucosa. This nerve then sends a signal to the brainstem, the control center for many of our involuntary functions, which in turn orchestrates the complex muscular response. However, during sleep, the body undergoes a significant shift in its physiological state. One of the key changes is a phenomenon known as muscle atonia, particularly prominent during rapid eye movement sleep. This temporary paralysis prevents us from acting out our dreams, protecting us and those around us from potential harm. Imagine the chaos if we physically acted out every kick, punch, or jump we experience in our dreamscapes. While not a complete shutdown of all muscular activity, muscle atonia significantly reduces muscle tone and responsiveness. This is where the connection to sneezing becomes apparent. The complex muscular coordination required for a sneeze is precisely what is suppressed during sleep. The signals from the brainstem, even if triggered by nasal irritation, are unable to effectively activate the necessary muscles to produce a full-blown sneeze. Beyond muscle atonia, other aspects of sleep contribute to the inability to sneeze. The sensitivity of the trigeminal nerve itself may be reduced during sleep, making it less likely to fire in response to irritants. Furthermore, the brainstem, while still active in regulating vital functions like breathing and heart rate, operates at a different level of arousal compared to wakefulness. The threshold for triggering reflexes, including the sneeze reflex, is generally higher during sleep. This means that a stimulus that would readily induce a sneeze during the day may not be strong enough to overcome the inhibitory effects of sleep. It's important to note a subtle distinction. While a full sneeze is unlikely during sleep, the initial stages of the sneeze reflex might still occur. A person might experience a tickling sensation in their nose, or even a slight sniffle, but the full explosive exhalation is usually inhibited. The body prioritizes maintaining a state of rest and preventing unnecessary disruptions to the sleep cycle. The sneeze reflex, being a powerful and potentially disruptive event, is therefore suppressed. The implications of this are rather interesting. If someone is consistently experiencing nasal congestion or irritation that would normally trigger sneezing, it could potentially disrupt their sleep quality, even if they don't fully wake up and sneeze. Subconscious arousals due to nasal discomfort can fragment sleep and lead to daytime fatigue. Understanding the mechanisms that prevent sneezing during sleep highlights the incredible adaptability and protective measures our bodies employ to ensure restful and restorative slumber. It underscores the intricate balance between maintaining vital reflexes and prioritizing the essential functions of sleep. 16. Teenagers need more sleep than adults. Teenage years, a period often romanticized in literature and film, are in reality a biological whirlwind. Amidst the social pressures, academic demands, and burgeoning independence, a fundamental need is often overlooked: sleep. The fact that teenagers require more sleep than adults isn't just some arbitrary parental lecture. It's a scientifically backed reality rooted in the very architecture of their developing brains. Forget the image of teenagers as inherently lazy or addicted to screens. Their sleep patterns are governed by a complex interplay of hormones, neural development, and circadian rhythms that demand a different approach than what works for fully mature adults. The primary reason teenagers need more sleep is the sheer amount of developmental work occurring behind the scenes. Their brains are undergoing a second major wave of synaptogenesis, a process where new connections between neurons are formed at an astonishing rate. This surge of neural growth is not unlike the rapid brain development experienced during infancy. Think of it as rewiring an entire city's electrical grid while simultaneously building new skyscrapers. This intensive construction requires significant downtime for maintenance, repair, and consolidation of information. Sleep is the construction crew, the safety inspector, and the architect, all rolled into one. During sleep, the brain prunes away unnecessary connections, strengthens important pathways, and solidifies newly learned information into long-term memory. Skimping on sleep during this critical period can hinder cognitive development, affecting learning, memory, and problem-solving abilities. Furthermore, the teenage circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock, naturally shifts later. This phenomenon, known as sleep phase delay, means that teenagers tend to feel sleepy later in the evening and wake up later in the morning. It's not a matter of choice, it's a biological imperative. Melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep-wake cycles, is released later in the evening for teenagers compared to adults. This delayed release makes it genuinely difficult for teenagers to fall asleep early, even if they want to. Imagine trying to start a marathon at midnight, when your body is telling you it's time to wind down. Forcing teenagers to adhere to early school start times essentially asks them to function at their peak performance during a time when their bodies are biologically programmed to be asleep. This chronic sleep deprivation has significant consequences. Beyond academics, insufficient sleep in teenagers is linked to a host of physical and mental health problems. Studies have shown a correlation between sleep deprivation and an increased risk of obesity, diabetes, and weakened immune function. The body's stress response is amplified when sleep is lacking, leading to higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Chronic stress can wreak havoc on the body, increasing the risk of cardiovascular problems and weakening the immune system. Furthermore, sleep deprivation significantly impacts mental health. Teenagers who don't get enough sleep are more likely to experience symptoms of depression, anxiety, and irritability. The lack of sleep impairs emotional regulation, making it harder to cope with stress and navigate social situations. In severe cases, chronic sleep deprivation can contribute to suicidal thoughts and behaviors. The recommended amount of sleep for teenagers is typically between 8 to 10 hours per night. However, many teenagers consistently fall short of this recommendation, often getting only 6 or 7 hours of sleep on school nights. This sleep debt accumulates over time, leading to chronic fatigue and impaired cognitive function. Addressing this widespread sleep deficit requires a multifaceted approach. Schools can consider later start times to align with teenagers' natural sleep cycles. Parents can create a sleep-promoting environment at home by establishing consistent bedtimes, limiting screen time before bed, and encouraging healthy sleep habits. Teenagers themselves can take steps to prioritize sleep by practicing good sleep hygiene, such as avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and making their bedrooms dark, quiet, and cool. Recognizing that teenagers' sleep needs are distinct from those of adults is crucial for supporting their physical, mental, and academic well-being. 17. The body goes through multiple sleep cycles each night. Fact number 17. The body goes through multiple sleep cycles each night unveils a fascinating aspect of our nightly slumber. Imagine your body as a sophisticated machine, meticulously orchestrating a series of events to ensure optimal rest and rejuvenation. This nightly orchestration is not a uniform process, but rather a cyclical journey through different stages of sleep, each with its unique characteristics and purpose. A complete sleep cycle typically lasts around 90 to 120 minutes, and during a full night's rest, we traverse through these cycles multiple times, usually 4 to 6. The first stage of this cycle is known as NREM1, or non-rapid eye movement stage 1. This is the transition phase between wakefulness and sleep, a light doze where you might experience hypnic jerks, those sudden twitches that startle you awake. Brain activity begins to slow down, and your muscles start to relax. It's a precarious stage, easily disrupted by external stimuli, making you feel like you were barely asleep if awakened. As you drift deeper, you enter NREM2, a slightly deeper sleep stage. Your heart rate slows further, and your body temperature drops. brainwaves become slower, punctuated by bursts of rapid, rhythmic brain activity called sleep spindles. These spindles are thought to play a role in memory consolidation, helping to transfer information from short-term to long-term storage. NREM2 occupies the largest portion of your total sleep time. Next comes NREM3, the deepest and most restorative stage of sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep or delta sleep. During this stage, brain waves are very slow and large, and it is difficult to be awakened. Your body repairs tissues, builds bone and muscle, and strengthens the immune system. Growth hormone is released, making this stage particularly important for children and adolescents. It is also the stage where sleepwalking and night terrors are most likely to occur. Finally, we arrive at REM sleep, or rapid eye movement sleep. As the name suggests, your eyes dart back and forth rapidly beneath your closed eyelids. Brain activity increases, resembling wakefulness, and your heart rate and breathing become irregular. This is the stage where most vivid dreaming occurs. Your muscles are paralyzed, preventing you from acting out your dreams. REM sleep is crucial for cognitive functions, such as learning, memory, and creativity. The proportion of each sleep stage changes throughout the night. In the earlier cycles, you spend more time in deep sleep, NREM3. As the night progresses, the amount of time spent in REM sleep increases. This is why dreams tend to be longer and more elaborate towards morning. Understanding these sleep cycles helps us appreciate the complexity of sleep and how vital it is for our overall health and well-being. Disruptions to these cycles, whether due to insomnia, sleep apnea, or other factors, can have significant consequences on our physical and mental health. Therefore, prioritizing good sleep hygiene, maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, and creating a relaxing bedtime routine are essential for ensuring optimal sleep cycles and reaping the benefits of a restful night's sleep. 18. Lack of sleep increases hunger hormones. Sleep deprivation's impact extends beyond mere fatigue, subtly influencing our appetite through hormonal shifts. Specifically, insufficient sleep leads to an increase in hunger hormones, a phenomenon that provides a fascinating glimpse into the intricate connection between sleep and metabolic regulation. The two primary hormones involved in this process are ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin, often dubbed the hunger hormone, is produced mainly in the stomach and signals to the brain that it's time to eat. Leptin, on the other hand, is secreted by fat cells and communicates feelings of satiety to the brain, effectively suppressing appetite. When we are well rested, these hormones operate in a balanced manner, contributing to a stable appetite and healthy eating habits. However, sleep deprivation throws this delicate equilibrium off-kilter. Studies have consistently demonstrated that a lack of sleep leads to elevated levels of ghrelin. With more ghrelin circulating in the bloodstream, individuals experience intensified feelings of hunger, even when their bodies may not require additional calories. This surge in ghrelin can lead to increased cravings for calorie-dense foods, particularly those high in carbohydrates and sugars, as the brain seeks quick sources of energy to compensate for the energy deficit caused by sleep loss. Simultaneously, sleep deprivation can also cause a decrease in leptin levels. As leptin signals satiety, a reduction in its concentration means that the brain receives fewer messages indicating fullness. This further contributes to overeating, as individuals may struggle to recognize when they have consumed enough food. The combination of increased ghrelin and decreased leptin creates a powerful drive to consume more calories, often leading to weight gain over time. The hormonal imbalances triggered by sleep loss have broader implications for metabolic health. Chronic sleep deprivation can disrupt glucose metabolism, increasing the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. When the body becomes less responsive to insulin, blood sugar levels remain elevated, potentially leading to a range of health problems. Moreover, the increased cravings for sugary and processed foods associated with sleep deprivation can contribute to inflammation throughout the body, further exacerbating metabolic dysfunction. It is important to note that individual responses to sleep deprivation can vary based on factors such as genetics, lifestyle, and pre-existing health conditions. However, the general trend of increased hunger hormones and altered metabolic function remains consistent across numerous studies. The consequences of this hormonal shift highlight the importance of prioritizing sleep as a crucial component of overall health and well-being. By ensuring adequate sleep, individuals can support balanced hormone levels, maintain a healthy appetite, and reduce their risk of metabolic disorders. 19. The brain flushes out toxins during sleep. Sleepy fact number 19, the brain flushes out toxins during sleep, is a fascinating glimpse into the vital restorative processes that occur while we slumber. For years, scientists understood that sleep was essential for cognitive function, memory consolidation, and overall health. However, the precise mechanisms behind these benefits remained largely a mystery. Recent research has shed light on this phenomenon, revealing a complex system dedicated to clearing out metabolic waste products that accumulate in the brain throughout the day. Imagine your brain as a bustling city, constantly working, generating thoughts, processing information, and controlling bodily functions. Like any city, this activity produces waste. During waking hours, these byproducts build up within the brain tissue. If left unchecked, these toxins can interfere with neuronal function, potentially contributing to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. The brain's waste disposal system is called the glymphatic system. This system is primarily active during sleep and utilizes cerebrospinal fluid to clear out unwanted substances. Cerebrospinal fluid is a clear, colorless fluid that surrounds the brain and spinal cord, providing cushioning and delivering nutrients. During sleep, the spaces between brain cells expand, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flow more freely. This increased flow acts as a cleansing wave, washing away metabolic waste products like beta-amyloid and tau proteins, which are implicated in Alzheimer's disease. Think of it like a dishwasher for the brain, efficiently removing the grime and debris that accumulate during daily activity. The glymphatic system relies heavily on the unique properties of sleep. When we are awake, our brain cells are more active and tightly packed together, restricting the flow of cerebrospinal fluid. However, during sleep, particularly during deep sleep stages, brain cells shrink slightly, creating more space for fluid to circulate. This expansion is crucial for the glymphatic system to effectively remove toxins. Interestingly, the glymphatic system appears to be more efficient when we sleep on our side. Research has shown that the lateral sleeping position, lying on your side, is associated with the most effective clearance of brain waste. This suggests that even the position in which we sleep can impact the brain's ability to detoxify itself. Disruptions in sleep, such as insomnia or sleep apnea, can impair the glymphatic system, leading to a buildup of toxins in the brain. Chronic sleep deprivation may therefore increase the risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases. Maintaining a regular sleep schedule and ensuring sufficient sleep duration is essential for optimal brain health and function. Further research is ongoing to fully understand the intricacies of the glymphatic system and its role in various neurological disorders. Scientists are exploring ways to enhance the efficiency of this system, potentially leading to new therapies for preventing or treating conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Understanding that the brain actively cleanses itself during sleep underscores the importance of prioritizing sleep as a fundamental aspect of our overall health and well-being. It is a powerful reminder that sleep is not merely a period of rest, but an active and essential process that supports brain health and cognitive function. 20. Snoring is more common in men than women. The realm of sleep, often veiled in mystery, holds within it a symphony of sounds, some gentle and soothing, others, well, not so much. Among these auditory expressions of slumber, snoring takes center stage, a nightly serenade, or perhaps a discordant drone, depending on your perspective and proximity to the snorer. While snoring is a common phenomenon, afflicting individuals across age groups and backgrounds, a curious disparity exists between the sexes. Snoring is demonstrably more prevalent in men than in women. This observation, seemingly straightforward, unveils a complex interplay of physiological, hormonal, and lifestyle factors that contribute to this gendered divergence in nocturnal noise production. One of the primary culprits behind this discrepancy lies in the anatomical differences between male and female respiratory systems. Men, on average, possess larger necks and upper airways compared to women. While this might seem advantageous, the greater surface area also renders the upper airway more susceptible to collapse during sleep. As we drift into the depths of slumber, the muscles in our throat and tongue relax, causing the airway to narrow. In men, with their relatively larger yet potentially more collapsible airways, this narrowing can lead to a greater likelihood of turbulent airflow. This turbulence, as air rushes through the constricted space, vibrates the soft tissues in the throat, giving rise to the characteristic sound we recognize as snoring. Hormonal influences further complicate the picture. Estrogen, the predominant female sex hormone, plays a protective role against snoring. It helps maintain muscle tone in the upper airway, preventing excessive relaxation and collapse during sleep. As women approach menopause, estrogen levels decline, diminishing this protective effect and increasing the risk of snoring. This hormonal shift explains why the prevalence of snoring tends to equalize between men and women as they age. Lifestyle factors also exert a significant influence. Men are statistically more likely to engage in behaviors that exacerbate snoring. For instance, men tend to consume alcohol and smoke cigarettes at higher rates than women. Alcohol acts as a muscle relaxant, further compromising the integrity of the upper airway and increasing the likelihood of snoring. Similarly, smoking irritates the tissues in the throat, leading to inflammation and swelling, which can narrow the airway and contribute to snoring. Furthermore, men are more prone to being overweight or obese, conditions that are strongly associated with snoring. Excess weight, particularly around the neck, can compress the upper airway, making it more susceptible to collapse during sleep. Beyond these physiological and lifestyle considerations, societal factors may also play a role. Men may be less likely to seek medical attention for snoring than women, potentially leading to an underreporting of the condition. Snoring is often perceived as a benign annoyance, rather than a potential symptom of a more serious underlying sleep disorder, such as sleep apnea. This perception may discourage men from seeking diagnosis and treatment, further contributing to the observed gender disparity. In conclusion, the observation that snoring is more common in men than women is not merely a superficial statistical quirk. It reflects a multifaceted interplay of anatomical differences, hormonal influences, lifestyle choices, and even societal perceptions. Understanding these contributing factors is crucial for developing targeted strategies to prevent and manage snoring, ultimately promoting better sleep quality and overall health for both men and women. The symphony of sleep, after all, should be a harmonious one, not a cacophony of disruptive sounds. 21. Some people experience sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis, the subject of our focus, is a rather fascinating and sometimes frightening phenomenon that some individuals experience during the twilight zone between wakefulness and sleep. It's a state where your mind is awake, acutely aware of your surroundings, but your body remains paralyzed, unable to move a muscle. Imagine being trapped inside your own body, fully conscious but completely powerless to respond to the world around you. This is the essence of sleep paralysis. The science behind this occurrence lies in the intricate dance between different stages of sleep, particularly the rapid eye movement or REM sleep phase. During REM sleep, your brain is highly active, your eyes dart back and forth, and you experience vivid dreams. To prevent you from acting out these dreams, your brain temporarily paralyzes your muscles, a process known as atonia. This is a protective mechanism, ensuring you don't physically engage in the often bizarre scenarios unfolding in your mind. Sleep paralysis occurs when this atonia lingers even as you're waking up, or conversely, when you become conscious while still in the midst of REM sleep. This disconnect between mental awareness and physical control is what leads to the unsettling sensation of being awake but unable to move. The experience of sleep paralysis can vary greatly from person to person. Some individuals might simply feel a sense of pressure on their chest or difficulty breathing. Others report more intense and disturbing sensations, including vivid hallucinations. These hallucinations can be visual, auditory, or tactile, and often involve the presence of a menacing figure in the room. This figure might be perceived as standing over the individual, sitting on their chest, or even attempting to harm them. These hallucinations are believed to stem from the brain's attempt to make sense of the unusual state of paralysis and the heightened anxiety it induces. The brain, starved of sensory input from the body, may create its own narrative to explain the situation, often drawing on deep-seated fears and anxieties. One interesting aspect of sleep paralysis is its cross-cultural prevalence and the recurring themes that emerge in the descriptions of the experience. Across different cultures and historical periods, people have reported similar sensations of being pinned down, suffocated, or visited by malevolent entities. These entities often take on culturally specific forms, such as demons, ghosts, or mythical creatures. This suggests that while the physiological basis of sleep paralysis is universal, the interpretation and manifestation of the experience can be heavily influenced by cultural beliefs and folklore. For instance, in some cultures, sleep paralysis is attributed to the presence of evil spirits that prey on vulnerable individuals during the night. In others, it's seen as a sign of spiritual awakening or a connection to the supernatural realm. Although sleep paralysis can be a frightening experience, it's generally considered harmless. It's often a sporadic occurrence, triggered by factors such as stress, sleep deprivation, irregular sleep schedules, or certain medications. While it can be a symptom of underlying sleep disorders like narcolepsy, it often occurs in otherwise healthy individuals. If you experience sleep paralysis frequently, or if it significantly impacts your quality of life, it's advisable to consult a doctor to rule out any underlying medical conditions and explore potential management strategies. These strategies might include improving sleep hygiene, managing stress levels, and, in some cases, medication. It's important to remember that you're not alone in experiencing this phenomenon. Knowing that sleep paralysis is a well-documented and relatively common occurrence can often alleviate the fear and anxiety associated with it. Understanding the science behind it, recognizing the influence of cultural beliefs, and seeking support when needed can empower you to navigate this unsettling experience with greater confidence. 22. Dreams can be in color or black and white. The realm of dreams, a nightly theater playing out within the confines of our minds, holds a vast array of mysteries. One captivating aspect of this subconscious world revolves around its visual spectrum, the color, or lack thereof, that paints the landscapes of our dreams. It might surprise you to learn that not everyone dreams in vibrant hues. For some, their nightly visions are cast in shades of gray, a monochrome experience mirroring the tones of an old film. This leads us to the interesting reality that dreams can indeed be in color or black and white, a phenomenon influenced by a multitude of factors that intertwine perception, memory, and even technological advancement. Historically, the narrative surrounding dream color was heavily skewed. Prior to the widespread adoption of color television, a significant portion of the population reported dreaming almost exclusively in black and white. Studies conducted during the mid-20th century revealed that only around 25% of participants claimed to regularly experience colorful dreams. This led researchers to believe that dreaming in black and white was the norm, a reflection of the predominantly monochrome visual media that dominated the era. However, as color television became increasingly prevalent, a noticeable shift occurred. Subsequent research indicated a dramatic increase in the number of people reporting color dreams. This correlation suggests a powerful link between the visual input we receive during our waking hours and the imagery that manifests in our dreamscapes. The ubiquitous presence of color in our daily lives, from the vibrant displays of our smartphones to the colorful world portrayed on our television screens, seems to have subtly reprogrammed our dreaming minds. While exposure to color media plays a significant role, it's not the sole determinant of dream coloration. Individual experiences, personal memories, and even age can influence the chromatic nature of our dreams. People who have vivid memories associated with specific colors are more likely to dream in color. A childhood memory of a bright red bicycle or a field of sunflowers bathed in golden light can translate into vibrant dream imagery. Conversely, individuals who have difficulty visualizing colors in their waking lives may be more inclined to dream in black and white. This phenomenon highlights the close relationship between our waking cognitive abilities and the processes that occur during sleep. Furthermore, age can also be a factor. Studies have shown that older adults are more likely to dream in black and white compared to younger individuals. This could be attributed to a variety of factors, including age-related changes in vision, differences in media consumption habits, and a greater reliance on long-term memories, which may be less vividly colored than more recent experiences. It's also worth noting that the way we recall our dreams can influence our perception of their color. Dreams are often fleeting and fragmented, and our memory of them can be unreliable. We may not consciously register the presence or absence of color during the dream itself, but our recollection of the dream can be influenced by our expectations and biases. In essence, the color palette of our dreams is a complex tapestry woven from a multitude of threads. Our exposure to color media, our individual experiences, our cognitive abilities, and our age all contribute to the hues that paint our nightly visions. While some may find themselves immersed in a world of vibrant color, others may navigate a landscape of grayscale. Regardless of the chromatic composition, our dreams offer a fascinating glimpse into the workings of our subconscious minds, a realm where the boundaries of reality blur and the possibilities are endless. The simple fact that dreams can be in color or black and white underscores the remarkable diversity and individual nature of this fundamental human experience, reminding us that the world within is just as complex and captivating as the world around us. 23. Night owls tend to be more creative. Fact number 23. Night owls tend to be more creative is a fascinating nugget of information that invites us to delve into the intriguing relationship between sleep patterns and creative thinking. It suggests that individuals who naturally stay up late and feel more alert and energized during the evening hours, often referred to as night owls, possess a heightened capacity for creative endeavors compared to their early rising counterparts, known as morning larks. This observation isn't merely anecdotal. It is supported by a body of research that explores the cognitive and psychological differences between these two chronotypes. One prevailing theory posits that the unconventional schedules adopted by night owls may foster a greater tolerance for ambiguity and a willingness to deviate from established norms. In a world that largely caters to the 9-to-5 routine, night owls often find themselves operating outside the mainstream, experiencing a sense of otherness that can fuel their creative spirit. This nonconformity can lead to a more open-minded approach to problem solving, allowing them to explore unconventional ideas and perspectives that might be overlooked by those who adhere strictly to societal expectations. Furthermore, the nocturnal environment itself can be conducive to creative thinking. As the world quiets down and distractions diminish, night owls often find themselves in a state of heightened focus and introspection. The reduced external stimulation allows for a deeper engagement with one's thoughts and emotions, fostering a sense of solitude that can be particularly beneficial for creative pursuits. The darkness and quiet of the night can also evoke a sense of mystery and possibility, inspiring the imagination and encouraging the exploration of new and uncharted territories. Another factor contributing to the creative edge of night owls may be their tendency to engage in divergent thinking, a cognitive process characterized by the generation of multiple solutions to a problem. Studies have shown that night owls often perform better on tasks that require divergent thinking, suggesting that their minds are more adept at making novel connections and generating innovative ideas. This may be due to the fact that their brains are more active and alert during the evening hours, allowing them to process information more efficiently and access a wider range of cognitive resources. It is important to note that being a night owl does not guarantee creative genius. Creativity is a multifaceted phenomenon influenced by a complex interplay of factors, including genetics, environment, personality, and life experiences. However, The evidence suggests that these sleep patterns and lifestyle choices associated with being a night owl can create a fertile ground for creative thinking to flourish. The freedom from societal constraints, the solitude of the night, and the heightened cognitive flexibility all contribute to an environment that is conducive to innovation and originality. Moreover, it is crucial to acknowledge that both night owls and morning larks possess unique strengths and talents. While night owls may excel at creative tasks, morning larks often demonstrate greater productivity and efficiency during the daytime hours. The key is to understand one's own chronotype and to structure one's life in a way that maximizes one's potential. For night owls, this may mean embracing their natural tendencies by scheduling creative work for the evening hours and creating a sleep environment that supports their nocturnal rhythms. Understanding the link between sleep patterns and creativity allows us to better appreciate the diversity of human cognitive styles and to create environments that foster innovation and originality in all individuals, regardless of their preferred sleep schedule. 24. Sleep talking is harmless, but can be funny. Sleep talking, a seemingly innocuous yet often amusing phenomenon, is the subject of fact number 24. Sleep talking is harmless, but can be funny. This statement encapsulates the essence of a common parasomnia, a type of sleep disorder characterized by unusual behaviors during sleep. Sleep talking or somniloquy involves uttering words, phrases, or even entire sentences while asleep. It is generally considered harmless, posing no physical threat to the sleep talker or anyone nearby. However, the content of these nocturnal pronouncements can range from the mundane to the bizarre, providing entertainment and amusement for any listeners. The harmless nature of sleep talking stems from the fact that it occurs during various stages of sleep, most often during the lighter stages of non-rapid eye movement sleep. During these stages, the brain is not fully deactivated, allowing for some degree of vocalization. While the sleep talker may appear to be engaged in a conversation, they are generally unaware of their actions and have no memory of the event upon waking. This lack of conscious control explains why sleep talking is often nonsensical, illogical, or completely out of character for the individual. The funny aspect of sleep talking arises from the unpredictable and often absurd nature of the utterances. Sleep talkers may reveal secrets, express hidden desires, or engage in imaginary conversations with fictional characters. The content of their speech is often influenced by their daily experiences, anxieties, or suppressed thoughts. For example, a student might mumble about upcoming exams, while a chef might recite recipes in their sleep. The humor lies in the unexpected and unfiltered nature of these pronouncements, offering a glimpse into the subconscious mind. The prevalence of sleep talking is estimated to be quite high, affecting a significant portion of the population at some point in their lives. It is more common in children and adolescents, often decreasing with age. Stress, anxiety, sleep deprivation, alcohol consumption, and certain medications can all trigger or exacerbate sleep talking episodes. While most instances of sleep talking are infrequent and harmless, persistent or disruptive sleep talking may warrant a consultation with a sleep specialist to rule out any underlying sleep disorders. Although sleep talking is generally harmless, it can occasionally cause embarrassment or concern, especially if sensitive information is revealed. In some cases, sleep talkers may become agitated or even violent during their sleep talking episodes, although this is rare. It is important to remember that sleep talkers are not consciously aware of their actions and should not be held responsible for their nocturnal utterances. Despite its potential for amusement, sleep talking is a genuine sleep phenomenon that has been studied by researchers for decades. While the exact mechanisms underlying sleep talking are not fully understood, it is believed to be related to the brain's regulation of sleep and wakefulness. Further research is needed to fully elucidate the causes and consequences of this intriguing behavior. In conclusion, sleep talking is a common and generally harmless parasomnia characterized by uttering words or phrases while asleep. While it poses no physical threat, the often nonsensical and unpredictable nature of sleep talking can provide amusement for listeners. Although it can occasionally cause embarrassment or concern, it is important to remember that sleep talkers are not consciously aware of their actions. Fact number 24. Sleep talking is harmless but can be funny, aptly captures the essence of this intriguing and often humorous sleep phenomenon. 25. Most people forget 90% of their dreams. Sleep is a mysterious realm, a nightly voyage into the depths of our subconscious. Within this realm, dreams unfold, creating narratives, emotions, and sensations that often blur the lines between reality and imagination. However, the ephemeral nature of dreams is perhaps one of their most intriguing aspects. Fact 25 in the Sleepy Fact Collection states, most people forget 90% of their dreams, a statement that unveils the astonishing fragility of our dream memories. Consider the sheer volume of dreams we experience each night. During a typical night's sleep, an individual might cycle through various stages of sleep, including the rapid eye movement stage, or REM stage, which is closely associated with vivid dreaming. These REM cycles can occur multiple times throughout the night, with each cycle potentially hosting a unique dream narrative. This means that, on average, we could be experiencing several dreams each night, each with its own cast of characters, settings, and plot twists. Yet, despite this nightly immersion into the dream world, the vast majority of these experiences vanish from our conscious recollection. The 90% figure highlights the remarkable extent to which our dream memories are lost or inaccessible. This raises the question, why are dreams so difficult to remember? Several factors contribute to this phenomenon. One primary reason lies in the neurochemical processes that occur during sleep, particularly during REM sleep. While REM sleep is characterized by heightened brain activity, certain neurotransmitters, such as norepinephrine, are present at very low levels. Norepinephrine plays a crucial role in memory consolidation, the process by which short-term memories are transferred into long-term storage. The reduced levels of norepinephrine during REM sleep may hinder the effective encoding of dream experiences, making them less likely to be retained in our long-term memory. Furthermore, the brain regions most active during dreaming, such as the amygdala and hippocampus, play different roles in memory processing than when we are awake. The amygdala, responsible for processing emotions, is highly active during dreams, contributing to their often intense and bizarre emotional content. The hippocampus, essential for forming new memories, operates differently during sleep, prioritizing the consolidation of previously learned information over the encoding of new experiences, such as dreams. Another contributing factor is the nature of dreams themselves. Dreams are often illogical, fragmented, and disconnected from our waking reality. They may involve strange scenarios, impossible feats, and shifts in identity or location. These surreal and inconsistent qualities make it challenging for the brain to integrate dream experiences into our coherent narrative of waking life. The forgetting of dreams can also be attributed to a lack of attention and intention. Upon waking, most people immediately shift their focus to the demands and realities of their day. The fleeting memories of dreams are easily displaced by the pressing concerns of the waking world. Without conscious effort to recall and record dreams, they fade quickly from memory. Despite the high rate of dream forgetting, it is still possible to improve dream recall. Techniques such as keeping a dream journal, practicing reality testing, and setting intentions to remember dreams can enhance one's ability to access and retain these nocturnal narratives. By actively engaging with our dreams, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of our subconscious and unlock the hidden insights that dreams may offer. The 90% figure serves as a reminder of the delicate nature of dream memories and the potential for enriching our waking lives by paying closer attention to the world we enter each night. 26. Babies sleep up to 17 hours a day. Imagine a world where sleep consumes most of your day, a realm of constant dreams and peaceful slumber. This is the reality for newborn babies. Fact number 26, that babies sleep up to 17 hours a day, unveils a fascinating aspect of early human life. This isn't just a random number. It's a critical component of their development, a biological necessity that fuels their rapid growth and learning. While it might seem like all they do is eat, sleep, and cry, the sleep part is where a lot of the magic happens. Think about it. A newborn's brain is a blank canvas, ready to absorb the world around them. But processing all that new information, from the bright lights to the unfamiliar sounds, requires significant downtime. Sleep provides that essential opportunity. During these extended periods of rest, the brain is busy forming new neural connections, essentially building the infrastructure for future cognitive abilities. It's like a construction crew working tirelessly through the night, laying the foundation for a skyscraper. Each hour of sleep contributes to this intricate construction process. The 17 hours aren't usually in one long stretch. Baby sleep is fragmented, coming in short bursts throughout the day and night. This is because newborns have tiny stomachs and need to be fed frequently, usually every 2 to 3 hours. These frequent feedings interrupt their sleep cycle, leading to a pattern of napping and waking. While this pattern might seem chaotic to sleep-deprived parents, it's perfectly normal and necessary for the baby's health. There are different types of sleep, and babies spend a significant portion of their sleep time in what's known as active sleep, which is similar to REM rapid eye movement sleep in adults. During active sleep, their eyes might flutter beneath their eyelids, their faces might twitch, and they might even make small noises. This stage of sleep is crucial for brain development and memory consolidation. It's like the brain is running simulations, practicing different scenarios, and solidifying new information. The amount of sleep a baby needs gradually decreases as they grow older. By the time they reach 6 months, most babies are sleeping around 14 hours a day, and by their first birthday, that number drops to around 12 to 14 hours. This decrease in sleep reflects the fact that their brains are becoming more mature and efficient at processing information. They no longer need as much downtime to consolidate new learning. The sleeping positions of babies are also important. Doctors strongly recommend that babies sleep on their backs to reduce the risk of sudden infant death syndrome (SIDS). This position helps to keep their airways open and reduces the risk of suffocation. While it's tempting to put a baby on their stomach, especially if they have colic or reflux, it's simply not worth the risk. Back to sleep is the safest sleep. Creating a conducive sleep environment is crucial for helping babies get the rest they need. This means keeping the room dark, quiet, and cool. A white noise machine can also be helpful in masking distracting sounds. Swaddling can also help to soothe babies and promote sleep. It mimics the feeling of being held and secure, which can be especially comforting for newborns. Understanding the importance of sleep for babies can help parents to appreciate this stage of development and to provide the best possible environment for their child to thrive. While the sleep deprivation that comes with having a newborn can be challenging, knowing that those 17 hours of sleep are essential for their baby's growth and development can make it a little easier to cope. It's a reminder that even when they're sleeping, they're still actively learning and growing, preparing for the exciting world around them. 27. Bats sleep upside down during the day. Have you ever wondered how bats manage their daily routines? These fascinating creatures of the night possess unique habits, and one of the most peculiar is their sleeping posture. It's a well-known fact that bats sleep upside down during the day, but understanding the reasons behind this behavior reveals a world of evolutionary adaptations and survival strategies. The primary reason bats sleep upside down lies in their anatomy and the need for a quick escape. Unlike birds, bats cannot easily take flight from the ground. Their wings, while perfectly suited for soaring through the air, are not strong enough to propel them upwards from a standing position. If a bat were to find itself on the ground, it would be vulnerable to predators and struggle to gain altitude. Hanging upside down allows bats to conserve energy and be ready for immediate flight. With just a quick release of their grip, they can drop into the air and begin flapping their wings, turning what might be a dangerous situation into a swift getaway. Consider the structure of a bat's feet. Instead of standing on their soles, Bats cling to surfaces with specialized tendons and claws in their feet. These tendons lock into place when they are hanging, requiring no muscular effort to maintain their grip. This means that bats can hang upside down for extended periods without tiring. It's like a built-in locking mechanism that enables them to rest comfortably and securely. The blood flow regulation system of bats is another critical element to their upside-down sleeping habit. Humans would experience significant discomfort and potential health problems if they hung upside down for hours, due to blood rushing to the head. Bats have evolved circulatory adaptations that prevent this from happening. Special valves in their veins help regulate blood flow, ensuring that their brains receive a steady supply of oxygen without being overwhelmed by pressure. This is essential for maintaining their health and well-being while hanging in their characteristic posture. Choosing suitable roosting spots is another crucial aspect of this behavior. Bats seek out locations that provide both security and a suitable environment for sleep. Caves, tree hollows, and even man-made structures like bridges and barns serve as ideal roosting sites. These locations often offer protection from predators, shelter from the elements, and a relatively stable temperature. By congregating in groups, bats can also conserve heat, which is especially important for species living in colder climates. The act of roosting upside down is not just about sleeping, it is an integral part of a bat's lifestyle. It influences their social interactions, their foraging strategies, and their overall survival. Observing a colony of bats hanging upside down in their roosting site is a testament to the power of natural selection and the remarkable adaptations that allow these creatures to thrive in their unique ecological niche. These nocturnal mammals have perfectly adapted to their upside-down existence, showcasing nature's ingenuity in solving the challenges of survival. So next time you see a bat, remember the fascinating reasons behind its peculiar sleeping habit and appreciate the intricate details of its evolutionary journey. 28. Koalas sleep up to 22 hours a day. Koalas, the endearing marsupials native to Australia, are renowned for their remarkably long sleep durations, a behavior that has captivated observers for decades. Fact number 28. That koalas sleep up to 22 hours a day underscores this iconic aspect of their existence. This extensive period of rest is not merely a quirk of their species, but rather a crucial adaptation that is intimately linked to their specialized diet and the unique challenges it presents. Koalas primarily feed on eucalyptus leaves, a food source that is notoriously low in nutritional value and high in toxins. Eucalyptus leaves are fibrous and difficult to digest, requiring a significant amount of energy to break down. The leaves contain compounds that are toxic to most animals, but koalas have evolved a specialized digestive system to detoxify these compounds. This detoxification process is energy-intensive, further contributing to the koala's need for prolonged periods of rest. By sleeping for the majority of the day, koalas conserve energy, allowing them to dedicate their resources to the demanding task of digesting and detoxifying their eucalyptus-based diet. Their digestive system is uniquely adapted to process this tough and toxic diet. A long cecum, a pouch-like structure at the beginning of the large intestine, houses bacteria that break down the cellulose in the eucalyptus leaves. This fermentation process allows the koalas to extract more nutrients from the leaves, but it also produces toxins that must be neutralized by the liver. The liver's detoxification work is a constant drain on the koala's energy reserves, making sleep even more essential. Beyond the demands of their diet, koalas also benefit from extended sleep periods as a means of avoiding predators and conserving water. Koalas are relatively slow-moving animals, making them vulnerable to predators such as dingoes, owls, and eagles. By spending much of their time sleeping high in the trees, koalas reduce their exposure to these threats. Furthermore, koalas obtain most of their water from eucalyptus leaves, which can be a scarce resource during dry periods. Sleeping helps them minimize water loss through respiration and evaporation, enabling them to survive in arid environments. The exact duration of a koala's sleep can vary depending on factors such as age, health, and the availability of food. Younger koalas and those that are unwell may sleep even longer than 22 hours a day. Conversely, koalas that are actively breeding or searching for food may sleep slightly less. Despite these variations, the overall trend remains consistent. Koalas are among the sleepiest mammals on Earth. This exceptional sleep duration is a testament to the koala's remarkable adaptation to its unique ecological niche. It is a fascinating example of how an animal's behavior can be shaped by its diet, environment, and the need to conserve energy in the face of challenging circumstances. The Sleepy Fact number 28 encapsulates a world of evolutionary adaptation, highlighting the intricate relationship between koalas and their eucalyptus-dominated habitat. It's a reminder that even the seemingly simple act of sleeping can be a vital strategy for survival in the animal kingdom. 29. Alcohol disrupts REM sleep. Alcohol's impact on sleep is a topic of considerable interest, particularly its disruptive effect on rapid eye movement sleep. While a nightcap might seem like a quick route to slumber, the reality is far more complex. Alcohol's interaction with our sleep architecture is a double-edged sword, offering a seemingly beneficial initial effect that ultimately gives way to disrupted and less restorative sleep. The initial effect of alcohol is often a sense of relaxation and sedation. This is because alcohol depresses the central nervous system, leading to a decrease in brain activity and a feeling of drowsiness. As a result, individuals may fall asleep faster after consuming alcohol, reinforcing the perception that it's a helpful sleep aid. However, this is where the deceptive nature of alcohol reveals itself. While alcohol may help you drift off to sleep more quickly, it significantly interferes with the normal sleep cycle, particularly the crucial rapid eye movement stage. Rapid eye movement sleep is characterized by rapid eye movements, increased brain activity, and muscle relaxation. It plays a vital role in cognitive functions such as memory consolidation, learning, and emotional processing. During rapid eye movement sleep, the brain replays and processes experiences from the day, strengthening neural connections and transferring information from short-term to long-term memory. Alcohol disrupts rapid eye movement sleep in several ways. First, as the body metabolizes alcohol, it produces byproducts that can interfere with brain activity and hormone regulation. These byproducts can lead to awakenings during the night, making it difficult to stay asleep. Second, alcohol can disrupt the balance of neurotransmitters in the brain, particularly those involved in sleep regulation. It suppresses the release of certain neurotransmitters that promote sleep and increases the release of others that can lead to arousal and wakefulness. The disruption of rapid eye movement sleep can have several negative consequences. It can impair cognitive function, making it difficult to concentrate, learn, and remember information. It can also affect mood regulation, leading to increased irritability, anxiety, and depression. Furthermore, chronic alcohol use and the resulting disruption of rapid eye movement sleep can contribute to sleep disorders such as insomnia. Interestingly, the effects of alcohol on sleep can vary depending on the amount consumed, the time of consumption, and individual factors such as age, gender, and alcohol tolerance. Higher doses of alcohol are more likely to disrupt rapid eye movement sleep and increase the frequency of awakenings. Consuming alcohol closer to bedtime also has a greater impact on sleep architecture. Individuals who are more tolerant to alcohol may experience less disruption of rapid eye movement sleep compared to those who are less tolerant. It's also worth noting that alcohol can exacerbate existing sleep disorders. For example, individuals with sleep apnea, a condition characterized by pauses in breathing during sleep, may experience more severe symptoms after consuming alcohol. Alcohol relaxes the muscles in the throat, which can worsen airway obstruction and increase the frequency of apneas. In conclusion, while alcohol may initially induce a feeling of relaxation and help you fall asleep faster, its disruptive effects on rapid eye movement sleep ultimately lead to poorer sleep quality and negative consequences for cognitive function, mood regulation, and overall health. Therefore, relying on alcohol as a sleep aid is not a sustainable or healthy solution. 30. Blue light from screens affects melatonin production. The ubiquitous screens that dominate modern life, from smartphones to laptops, emit a particular kind of light known as blue light. While blue light itself isn't inherently harmful in all contexts, indeed, it's a natural part of sunlight and helps regulate our circadian rhythm during the day. Its prevalence in artificial light sources, especially in the evening, poses a significant challenge to our sleep patterns. The core of this issue lies in blue light's impact on melatonin, a crucial hormone responsible for regulating sleep-wake cycles. Melatonin, often dubbed the sleep hormone, is produced by the pineal gland, a small, pea-sized structure located deep within the brain. Its secretion follows a predictable daily rhythm, increasing in the evening as darkness falls, signaling to the body that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. Conversely, melatonin production is suppressed during the day, allowing us to feel alert and awake. This delicate balance is easily disrupted by exposure to artificial light, particularly blue light. The retina, the light-sensitive layer at the back of the eye, contains specialized cells called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, or iPRGCs. These cells are particularly sensitive to blue light wavelengths. Unlike the rods and cones responsible for vision, iPRGCs primarily communicate light information directly to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, the brain's master clock located in the hypothalamus. When iPRGCs detect blue light, they send signals to the SCN that essentially mimic daylight, even if it's the middle of the night. The SCN, in turn, interprets this signal as a cue to inhibit melatonin production. This is where the problem arises. When we spend our evenings bathed in the blue glow of screens, we are effectively telling our brains that it's still daytime, even when it isn't. The suppression of melatonin makes it harder to fall asleep, reduces sleep duration, and diminishes sleep quality. The consequences extend beyond just feeling tired the next day. Chronic disruption of melatonin production has been linked to a range of health problems, including increased risk of obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even certain types of cancer. The intensity and duration of blue light exposure further influence the extent of melatonin suppression. A brightly lit screen held close to the face will have a more pronounced effect than a dimmer screen viewed from a distance. Similarly, prolonged exposure to blue light, such as binge-watching television late into the night, will have a greater impact than a brief glance at a phone. Individual differences in sensitivity to blue light also play a role. Some people may be more susceptible to its sleep-disrupting effects than others. Age is also a factor. Children and adolescents are particularly vulnerable because their lenses are more transparent, allowing more blue light to reach the retina. The impact of blue light on melatonin is not merely a modern problem. It underscores the profound influence of technology on our biology. Humans evolved under natural light cycles, with periods of bright daylight followed by gradual darkness. Our bodies are simply not adapted to the constant exposure to artificial light, especially blue light, that characterizes modern life. Fortunately, there are strategies to mitigate the negative effects of blue light. These include reducing screen time in the evening, using blue light filtering apps or glasses, and creating a dark, quiet sleep environment. By understanding the relationship between blue light and melatonin, we can take proactive steps to protect our sleep and overall health in a world increasingly dominated by screens. 31. The moon can affect sleep patterns. Sleep fact 31. The moon can affect sleep patterns. This assertion, while seemingly relegated to folklore and ancient superstitions, has garnered increasing scientific attention in recent years. For centuries, humans have observed correlations between lunar cycles and various aspects of life, including agriculture, animal behavior, and even human health. The idea that the moon, a celestial body so distant, could exert an influence on something as personal and intrinsic as sleep is both captivating and initially perplexing. One of the most compelling studies exploring this connection was published in the journal Current Biology in 2013. Researchers analyzed sleep data collected over several years from participants in controlled laboratory settings, meaning participants were unaware of the moon's phases during the study. The findings revealed a statistically significant association between lunar phases and sleep architecture. Specifically, around the time of the full moon, participants tended to take longer to fall asleep, experienced shorter sleep durations, and exhibited reduced deep sleep. Furthermore, their levels of melatonin, a hormone crucial for regulating sleep-wake cycles, were also lower. The implications of this study are noteworthy because they suggest that the human sleep cycle may be intrinsically linked to the lunar cycle, independent of external factors such as light pollution or personal beliefs. This raises the critical question: what is the mechanism through which the moon exerts this influence? While the exact mechanism remains elusive, several hypotheses have been proposed. One prevailing theory revolves around the moon's gravitational pull. While the moon's gravitational force primarily affects the tides, some scientists speculate that it could also subtly influence biological systems within the human body. The human body is composed of approximately 60% water, and it's conceivable that the moon's gravitational pull could induce minute changes in cellular fluids, potentially affecting neuronal activity and hormone secretion, thereby influencing sleep patterns. However, the magnitude of the moon's gravitational effect on the human body is extremely small, making it challenging to establish a direct causal link. Another hypothesis proposes that the effect is related to moonlight exposure. Even in modern urban environments with pervasive artificial lighting, humans are still exposed to varying levels of natural light, including moonlight. The intensity of moonlight fluctuates throughout the lunar cycle, peaking during the full moon. It's possible that even subtle increases in moonlight exposure could suppress melatonin production, disrupting sleep patterns. However, this explanation doesn't fully account for the findings in the 2013 study, where participants were in controlled, dimly lit laboratory settings, minimizing their exposure to moonlight. It's important to acknowledge that not all studies have replicated the findings of the 2013 study. Some research has found no significant correlation between lunar phases and sleep. These conflicting results highlight the complexity of sleep research and the numerous factors that can influence sleep patterns, including age, gender, lifestyle, and pre-existing medical conditions. Furthermore, variations in study design, sample size, and data analysis techniques can contribute to differing conclusions. Despite the inconsistencies, the accumulating evidence suggesting a lunar influence on sleep is intriguing and warrants further investigation. Future research should focus on exploring the underlying mechanisms that mediate this connection, considering both gravitational and light-related pathways. Advancements in sleep monitoring technology and data analysis techniques may also help to clarify the relationship between lunar cycles and sleep architecture. In the meantime, the possibility that the moon can subtly influence our sleep patterns serves as a reminder of the intricate interconnectedness between humans and the natural world. 32. Naps longer than 30 minutes can cause grogginess. Sleep, a fundamental human need, dictates much of our daily rhythms. We often hear advice on getting enough sleep, but the nuances of rest, especially napping, remain somewhat unexplored by the general public. One fascinating aspect of napping revolves around the 30-minute mark. Exceeding this threshold can ironically lead to a state of grogginess, a phenomenon far from the intended revitalization a nap is supposed to provide. This grogginess stems from sleep inertia, a physiological state characterized by impaired cognitive and motor performance immediately after waking up. When we drift off to sleep, we don't simply switch off. Our brains cycle through various stages. These stages range from light sleep to deep, slow-wave sleep, crucial for physical restoration. A nap shorter than 30 minutes usually keeps us within the realm of lighter sleep stages. Awakening from these stages is generally easier, leaving us feeling refreshed and alert. However, venturing beyond the 30-minute boundary increases the likelihood of entering deeper sleep stages. Waking up from deep sleep is where the problem arises. During deep sleep, the brain exhibits slower electrical activity, and blood flow to the brain is reduced. Suddenly interrupting this process with an alarm or external stimulus throws the brain into a state of confusion. It struggles to regain its normal waking function immediately. This transitional period manifests as grogginess, marked by disorientation, reduced alertness, and impaired cognitive abilities. You might find yourself struggling to focus, making simple decisions, or even coordinating basic movements. The intensity and duration of sleep inertia depend on several factors, including individual sleep patterns, the depth of sleep reached during the nap, and the time of day. People who are chronically sleep deprived may experience more pronounced and prolonged grogginess after a longer nap. Similarly, napping later in the day can interfere with nighttime sleep and exacerbate sleep inertia upon waking. Interestingly, the ideal nap duration varies depending on the desired outcome. Short naps, around 20 minutes, are often referred to as power naps. These naps are typically sufficient to provide a boost in alertness and performance without inducing significant sleep inertia. Longer naps, lasting 60 to 90 minutes, can allow the sleeper to complete a full sleep cycle, potentially leading to improvements in memory consolidation and creativity. However, these longer naps also carry a higher risk of post-nap grogginess. The concept of sleep inertia highlights the complex interplay between sleep duration, sleep stages, and cognitive function. It underscores the importance of understanding our individual sleep needs and tailoring our napping habits accordingly. While a short nap can be a valuable tool for combating fatigue and enhancing performance, exceeding the 30-minute mark without careful consideration can backfire, leaving us feeling worse than before. This knowledge empowers us to strategically utilize naps to maximize their benefits while minimizing the undesirable effects of sleep inertia. Ultimately, understanding the science behind napping allows us to optimize our sleep patterns and improve our overall well-being. 33. Sleep helps regulate mood. Sleep, often seen as a period of inactivity, is in reality a dynamic and crucial process for maintaining both physical and mental health. One fascinating aspect of sleep is its profound impact on mood regulation. Fact number 33. Sleep helps regulate mood may seem straightforward, but it unveils a complex interplay of biological mechanisms that directly influence our emotional well-being. During sleep, our brains engage in a series of processes essential for emotional processing and stability. These processes involve the intricate dance of neurotransmitters, hormones, and brainwave activity, all working in harmony to reset our emotional equilibrium. One key player in this process is serotonin, a neurotransmitter often associated with feelings of happiness and well-being. Adequate sleep promotes the healthy production and regulation of serotonin, which helps stabilize mood and prevent feelings of sadness or irritability. Conversely, sleep deprivation can disrupt serotonin levels, leading to increased vulnerability to mood swings and negative emotions. Another vital hormone affected by sleep is cortisol, often referred to as the stress hormone. During sleep, cortisol levels naturally decline, allowing the body and mind to relax and recover from the day's stressors. However, when sleep is insufficient, cortisol levels can remain elevated, contributing to feelings of anxiety, tension, and even depression. The brain also undergoes significant restructuring during sleep, particularly during the rapid eye movement, or REM stage. REM sleep is characterized by intense brain activity, similar to that experienced during wakefulness. It is during this stage that our brains process emotions, consolidate memories, and make connections between experiences. Sleep deprivation can disrupt REM sleep, impairing our ability to effectively process emotional experiences. This can lead to heightened emotional reactivity, difficulty managing stress, and an increased risk of mood disorders. Furthermore, sleep plays a critical role in the functioning of the amygdala, the brain's emotional center. The amygdala is responsible for processing emotions like fear, anger, and sadness. Studies have shown that sleep deprivation can amplify the amygdala's response to negative stimuli, making us more sensitive to negative emotions and less able to regulate them effectively. In essence, sleep deprivation can hijack the brain's emotional circuitry, leading to increased negativity and emotional instability. Beyond these neurochemical and brain-related effects, sleep also promotes emotional resilience by improving cognitive function and decision-making abilities. When we are well rested, we are better able to think clearly, solve problems, and make rational choices. This enhanced cognitive function allows us to cope with stress more effectively and maintain a positive outlook. In contrast, sleep deprivation impairs cognitive function, making us more prone to impulsive decisions, poor judgment, and negative thought patterns, which can further exacerbate mood problems. In conclusion, the seemingly simple statement that sleep helps regulate mood encapsulates a profound understanding of the intricate relationship between sleep and emotional well-being. Sleep is not merely a period of rest, but an active process that plays a crucial role in maintaining emotional stability, promoting resilience, and safeguarding our mental health. Prioritizing sufficient and quality sleep is an investment in our emotional well-being and overall quality of life. 34. Warm milk can help induce sleep. The idea that warm milk can promote sleep is a comforting notion steeped in tradition and often passed down through generations. While it might seem like a simple folk remedy, there's a fascinating mix of science and psychology that might explain why this sleepy suggestion has persisted. The most immediate explanation often revolves around the psychological association we develop with warm milk. For many, a warm glass of milk conjures up memories of childhood bedtime routines, a time when comfort and security were paramount. This association alone can be incredibly powerful, triggering a relaxation response that prepares the mind and body for sleep. The warmth of the milk itself can also contribute to a feeling of physical comfort, gently raising body temperature, which can then trigger the body's natural cooling mechanism, a process known to facilitate sleep onset. Beyond the purely psychological, some argue that milk contains components with potential sleep-inducing properties. Tryptophan, an amino acid found in milk, is a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, both crucial neurotransmitters involved in regulating sleep. Serotonin plays a role in mood regulation and relaxation, while melatonin is directly responsible for controlling the sleep-wake cycle. The theory posits that consuming milk increases tryptophan levels in the brain, thereby boosting serotonin and melatonin production, ultimately leading to improved sleep. However, the amount of tryptophan in a single glass of milk is relatively small. For tryptophan to effectively cross the blood-brain barrier and be converted into serotonin and melatonin, it needs to be consumed alongside carbohydrates. This is because carbohydrates trigger the release of insulin, which helps remove other amino acids from the blood, allowing tryptophan to compete more effectively for transport into the brain. This detail suggests that pairing warm milk with a small carbohydrate-rich snack, like a piece of toast or a few crackers, might enhance its sleep-promoting effects. Another potential factor contributing to the sleepy effect of warm milk is its protein content. Milk contains casein and whey proteins, which are slowly digested. This slow digestion can help stabilize blood sugar levels throughout the night, preventing sudden drops that can disrupt sleep. Furthermore, some studies suggest that casein protein might have specific sleep-promoting properties. These studies indicate that casein hydrolysate, a broken-down form of casein protein, may help reduce stress and improve sleep quality. While more research is needed to fully understand the specific mechanisms involved, the protein content of milk could play a role in its overall sleep-enhancing effect. It's important to acknowledge that the effectiveness of warm milk as a sleep aid can vary significantly from person to person. Individual responses to tryptophan, protein, and the psychological association with milk can differ depending on factors such as age, dietary habits, and pre-existing sleep conditions. Some individuals may find warm milk to be highly effective, while others might experience no noticeable difference. However, given its potential benefits and minimal risks, warm milk remains a harmless and potentially helpful option for those seeking a natural and comforting way to improve their sleep. It represents a blend of psychological comfort, potential physiological effects, and a touch of tradition that continues to make it a popular bedtime beverage. The warm temperature coupled with the creamy texture can be soothing on its own, creating a relaxing ritual that signals the end of the day and prepares the body for rest. 35. The body is paralyzed during REM sleep. Sleep fact number 35. The body is paralyzed during REM sleep delves into a fascinating and somewhat unnerving aspect of our nightly slumber. Rapid eye movement sleep, often called REM sleep, is a crucial stage of sleep characterized by, as the name suggests, rapid eye movements beneath the eyelids. It's during this stage that vivid dreaming is most likely to occur. But alongside the active mind, there's a peculiar phenomenon unfolding within the body, a temporary paralysis. This paralysis, known as atonia, is a natural and essential protective mechanism. Imagine the scenario if our bodies acted out our dreams. We might flail our arms, attempt to run, or even jump out of bed while completely unaware of our surroundings. This could lead to injuries to ourselves or others nearby. Atonia prevents these potentially dangerous physical enactments of our dream narratives. The process behind this temporary paralysis is orchestrated by the brainstem, specifically a region called the pons. During REM sleep, the pons send signals down the spinal cord, effectively inhibiting the motor neurons that control muscle movement. These signals prevent the brain's motor commands from reaching the muscles, resulting in a temporary and reversible paralysis. Interestingly, not all muscles are affected by atonia. The muscles that control breathing, as well as the muscles responsible for eye movements, remain active. This is crucial, as breathing is obviously essential for survival, and the active eye movements are a hallmark of REM sleep. The reasons why eye muscles are spared remain somewhat mysterious, but is theorized to be linked to the processing of visual information during dreams. While atonia is a normal part of REM sleep, disruptions in this process can lead to sleep disorders. One such disorder is REM sleep behavior disorder, or RBD. In RBD, the atonia mechanism fails, allowing individuals to physically act out their dreams. This can manifest as talking, yelling, kicking, punching, and even getting out of bed and engaging in complex behaviors while still asleep. RBD can be dangerous, as dream enactment can lead to injuries to both the sleeper and their bed partner. Another phenomenon related to atonia is sleep paralysis, a frightening experience where a person wakes up but finds themselves unable to move. This occurs when the atonia of REM sleep persists briefly after the person has regained consciousness. Though temporary and harmless, sleep paralysis can be terrifying, as individuals may feel trapped in their bodies and experience hallucinations. The study of atonia during REM sleep has provided valuable insights into the complex relationship between the brain and body during sleep. It highlights the brain's sophisticated mechanisms for regulating muscle activity and protecting us from harm while we dream. Further research into atonia and its related disorders may lead to improved treatments for sleep disorders and a better understanding of the mysteries of sleep itself. This nightly paralysis, though seemingly strange, is a testament to the intricate and fascinating processes that occur within us each night, allowing us to safely explore the boundless realms of our dreams. It serves as a reminder that sleep is not simply a period of rest, but an active and dynamic process essential for our physical and mental well-being. The intricate dance between the active mind and the temporarily paralyzed body is a truly remarkable aspect of human physiology. 36. Chronic sleep loss increases risk of heart disease. Chronic sleep loss, specifically the one that has become fact number 36, is a silent health crisis creeping into our modern lives. It is the stark reality that persistently depriving ourselves of adequate sleep significantly elevates the risk of developing heart disease. While many associate sleep with mere rest and relaxation, its role in cardiovascular health is profound and intricately linked to various physiological processes. The human body, a finely tuned machine, relies on consistent sleep patterns to regulate hormones, repair tissues, and maintain optimal function of vital organs, including the heart. When this rhythm is disrupted by chronic sleep deprivation, a cascade of negative consequences ensues, setting the stage for cardiovascular ailments. One of the primary mechanisms through which sleep loss impacts the heart is through its influence on blood pressure. During sleep, blood pressure naturally decreases, providing the cardiovascular system with a period of respite. However, in individuals experiencing chronic sleep loss, this normal dip in blood pressure is blunted, leading to elevated blood pressure levels even during the night. Over time, this sustained hypertension places excessive strain on the heart, forcing it to work harder to pump blood throughout the body. This increased workload can lead to the thickening of the heart muscle, a condition known as cardiac hypertrophy, which ultimately compromises its efficiency and increases the risk of heart failure. Furthermore, chronic sleep deprivation disrupts the delicate balance of hormones within the body. It leads to an increase in the production of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones, designed to prepare the body for fight-or-flight situations, elevate heart rate and blood pressure. While these responses are beneficial in acute situations, their chronic elevation due to sleep loss keeps the cardiovascular system in a constant state of heightened alert, predisposing individuals to cardiovascular events. Moreover, sleep loss can impair glucose metabolism, increasing the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, both of which are major risk factors for heart disease. Beyond hormonal imbalances, sleep loss also promotes inflammation throughout the body. Sleep is a time for the body to repair and restore itself, and inadequate sleep disrupts these restorative processes. This disruption triggers the release of inflammatory markers, such as C-reactive protein, which contribute to the development of atherosclerosis, the buildup of plaque in the arteries. Atherosclerosis narrows the arteries, restricting blood flow to the heart and other vital organs, increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. Interestingly, the impact of sleep loss on the heart extends beyond these direct physiological effects. Sleep deprivation can also indirectly affect cardiovascular health by influencing lifestyle choices. Individuals who are chronically sleep deprived are more likely to engage in unhealthy behaviors, such as consuming processed foods, skipping exercise, and smoking. These behaviors further exacerbate the risk of heart disease, compounding the negative effects of sleep loss. The relationship between sleep and heart health is not merely correlational, it is causal. Studies have shown that individuals who consistently get less than 6 hours of sleep per night have a significantly higher risk of developing heart disease compared to those who get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. This risk is particularly pronounced in individuals with pre-existing cardiovascular risk factors, such as hypertension, high cholesterol, or diabetes. Therefore, prioritizing sleep is not just a matter of feeling rested. It is a critical component of maintaining cardiovascular health and preventing heart disease. 37. Lucid dreaming is when you know you're dreaming. Lucid dreaming, the 37th entry in our collection of sleepy facts, is a fascinating state of consciousness, where the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming. This awareness isn't just a fleeting thought, it's a profound realization that the reality unfolding around them is not real, but rather a construct of their own mind. It's like suddenly waking up inside a movie and realizing you're the director, screenwriter, and audience all rolled into one. The implications of this awareness are enormous, offering the potential for exploration, problem-solving, and even therapeutic interventions within the safe and controlled environment of the dream world. The experience of lucid dreaming can vary greatly from person to person. For some, it might begin with a gradual realization, a subtle feeling of unease or disbelief as they notice inconsistencies or absurdities in their dream environment. Perhaps a familiar face appears with a different voice, or gravity seems to behave in unusual ways. These anomalies can trigger a moment of clarity, a sudden understanding that they are indeed dreaming. Others might experience a more abrupt awakening within the dream, a jolt of recognition that shatters the illusion and brings them into a state of lucidity. Once lucid, the dreamer gains a degree of control over their dream environment and actions. While the extent of this control varies depending on the individual and their level of experience, it opens up a world of possibilities. Imagine flying through the air, transforming your surroundings, or even having a conversation with a character from your favorite book, The only limit is your own imagination. The science behind lucid dreaming is still being explored, but research suggests that it involves increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for higher-level cognitive functions such as self-awareness and decision-making. This increased activity allows the dreamer to access their waking state cognitive abilities within the dream, enabling them to recognize the dream state and exert control. Various techniques have been developed to induce lucid dreaming, including reality testing, where individuals regularly check their state of consciousness by performing actions that would be impossible in waking life, such as pushing their finger through their palm or trying to float. Another technique is called mnemonic induction of lucid dreams, or MELD, which involves repeating a mantra and visualizing a past dream while intending to become lucid in the next dream. The potential benefits of lucid dreaming extend beyond mere entertainment. Some therapists use it as a tool to help patients overcome nightmares, phobias, and anxiety. By confronting their fears in a safe and controlled dream environment, individuals can learn to manage their emotional responses and develop coping mechanisms that can be applied to real-life situations. Lucid dreaming can also be a powerful tool for personal growth and self-discovery. By exploring the subconscious mind and confronting hidden desires and fears, individuals can gain a deeper understanding of themselves and their motivations. Furthermore, many artists and creative individuals use lucid dreaming to tap into their imagination and generate new ideas. The dream world can be a source of inspiration, offering unique perspectives and solutions that might not be accessible in waking life. While the prospect of controlling one's dreams is undoubtedly appealing, it's important to approach lucid dreaming with a sense of responsibility. Just like any powerful tool, it can be misused or misinterpreted. It's crucial to maintain a clear distinction between the dream world and waking reality, and to avoid blurring the lines between the two. Over-reliance on lucid dreaming as an escape from reality can also be detrimental, potentially leading to detachment from the waking world and a decreased ability to cope with real-life challenges. However, when practiced with awareness and intention, lucid dreaming can be a transformative experience, offering a unique window into the workings of the mind and the boundless potential of human consciousness. 38. Dogs twitch in their sleep when they dream. The seemingly peaceful slumber of a dog is often punctuated by brief, involuntary muscle contractions, a phenomenon commonly referred to as twitching. This behavior, observed across a diverse range of canine breeds and ages, isn't merely a random occurrence. It's a window into the dog's rich inner world of dreams. When a dog enters the rapid eye movement stage of sleep, a period characterized by heightened brain activity and vivid dreaming, these twitches become more pronounced and frequent. What makes this observation particularly intriguing is its direct parallel to human sleep patterns. Just like us, dogs experience the deepest, most restorative phase of sleep during the REM stage, and it's during this time that their brains are most active in consolidating memories and processing emotions. This process mirrors the cognitive functions that occur in humans during REM sleep, supporting the idea that dogs, too, engage in complex mental simulations while they sleep. The twitches themselves are the physical manifestations of the electrical impulses firing in the brain. These impulses, normally suppressed during wakefulness to prevent uncontrolled movements, are partially released during REM sleep. The brain essentially acts out the scenarios unfolding in the dream. If the dog is dreaming of chasing a rabbit, for instance, its legs might twitch as if running, its paws might paddle in the air, and its muzzle might quiver as if sniffing. These small movements offer a captivating glimpse into the dog's subconscious. Sometimes, you might even hear soft barks, whimpers, or tail wags accompanying the twitches, further reinforcing the idea that the dog is actively participating in a dream narrative. While these movements are generally harmless, it's important to distinguish them from more serious neurological conditions like seizures. Seizures typically involve more violent and prolonged muscle contractions, often accompanied by loss of consciousness and other symptoms like drooling or paddling. Twitches associated with dreaming are usually brief, localized, and not accompanied by any signs of distress. The content of a dog's dreams remains a subject of ongoing scientific inquiry. However, given the strong correlation between REM sleep and memory consolidation, it's likely that dogs dream about their everyday experiences. These dreams may involve playing fetch in the park, interacting with their human companions, or even recalling past events. The emotional content of these experiences undoubtedly influences the nature of the dreams. A dog who has had a positive interaction with another animal might experience pleasant dreams filled with playful encounters, while a dog who has had a negative experience might experience dreams that reflect those anxieties. Understanding the underlying mechanisms of canine sleep and dreaming not only deepens our appreciation for their cognitive abilities, but also offers valuable insights into the evolution of consciousness and the shared neurological underpinnings between humans and other mammals. Observing a dog twitching in its sleep is a gentle reminder of the intricate inner life they possess and a testament to the profound bond we share. 39. Sleep improves learning and memory. Sleep, that often underappreciated realm of rest and rejuvenation, plays a pivotal role in the intricate processes of learning and memory consolidation. The notion that sleep enhances our cognitive abilities might seem counterintuitive at first glance. After all, while we are asleep, we are seemingly inactive and disengaged from the world around us. However, scientific research has consistently demonstrated that sleep is not merely a period of inactivity but rather an active and dynamic state during which our brains work diligently to process and solidify the information we have acquired during our waking hours. One of the key ways in which sleep improves learning and memory is through the strengthening of synaptic connections. Synapses are the junctions between neurons, the fundamental building blocks of our brains, and they are responsible for transmitting information throughout the neural network. During the day, as we engage in various activities and learn new things, our synaptic connections become stronger or weaker depending on their activity. Sleep provides the ideal environment for the brain to refine these connections, strengthening the important ones and pruning away the less relevant ones. This process, known as synaptic consolidation, ensures that the information we have learned is retained and readily accessible when we need it. Furthermore, sleep plays a crucial role in memory reactivation and replay. During sleep, the brain reactivates the neural patterns associated with previously learned information, effectively replaying the experiences and reinforcing the associated memories. This process is particularly prominent during slow-wave sleep, a deep stage of sleep characterized by slow and synchronized brain waves. Memory replay allows the brain to consolidate memories not only at the synaptic level but also at the systems level, integrating new information into our existing knowledge base. Interestingly, the specific stage of sleep that is most beneficial for memory consolidation depends on the type of memory being processed. For example, slow-wave sleep is particularly important for consolidating declarative memories, which are memories for facts and events. On the other hand, rapid eye movement sleep, a stage of sleep characterized by rapid eye movements and vivid dreams, is thought to be crucial for consolidating procedural memories, which are memories for skills and habits. This suggests that the brain employs different mechanisms during different stages of sleep to optimize the consolidation of various types of information. The impact of sleep on learning and memory extends beyond the mere consolidation of previously acquired information. Sleep also enhances our ability to acquire new information in the first place. Studies have shown that individuals who are sleep-deprived perform worse on learning tasks compared to those who have had adequate sleep. This is because sleep deprivation impairs attention, concentration, and other cognitive functions that are essential for effective learning. Furthermore, sleep deprivation can disrupt the delicate balance of neurotransmitters in the brain, which can further hinder cognitive performance. In conclusion, sleep is not simply a period of rest, but rather an active and essential process for learning and memory. It strengthens synaptic connections, facilitates memory, reactivation, and replay, and optimizes the consolidation of different types of memories. Moreover, adequate sleep is crucial for maintaining optimal cognitive function and enhancing our ability to learn new information. So, the next time you are tempted to sacrifice sleep in favor of studying or working, remember that a good night's rest can actually be the most effective way to boost your learning and memory abilities. Embrace the power of sleep and unlock your full cognitive potential. 40. Counting sheep doesn't actually help you sleep. The image is iconic. A restless mind in the dead of night, conjuring fluffy sheep leaping over a fence, each bleeding number a desperate attempt to lull oneself into slumber. This practice, deeply embedded in popular culture as a remedy for insomnia, is the subject of our sleepy fact. Counting sheep doesn't actually help you sleep. While seemingly harmless, the act of mentally tallying woolly animals is, at best, a neutral activity and, at worst, a counterproductive one when it comes to achieving restful sleep. To understand why, we must delve into the mechanics of sleep and the psychology behind relaxation techniques. The origins of counting sheep as a sleep aid are shrouded in some mystery. Some speculate it stems from ancient shepherding practices, where the rhythmic sounds and sights of livestock were associated with tranquility. Others point to Old English words for sheep that sounded similar to numbers, creating a sort of auditory monotony believed to induce drowsiness. Regardless of its exact beginnings, the practice gained widespread appeal, becoming a go-to solution for sleepless nights, immortalized in literature, film, and even cartoons. However, modern sleep science paints a different picture. The problem with counting sheep lies in its cognitive engagement. To fall asleep, the brain needs to disengage from active thought. Counting, even something as seemingly simple as sheep, requires focus and mental effort. It's an active process that keeps the mind alert rather than allowing it to drift towards the relaxed state conducive to sleep. Essentially, you're giving your brain a task to perform, preventing it from winding down. Furthermore, the effectiveness of counting sheep can be hampered by its inherent boredom. While monotony can sometimes be calming, it can also lead to frustration and heightened awareness of one's inability to sleep. The very act of trying to force sleep can create anxiety, which further exacerbates the problem. Sleep is a natural process that occurs best when we allow it to happen without conscious effort. So, if counting sheep is not the answer, what are some effective alternatives? The key lies in relaxation techniques that promote mental stillness and physical comfort. Mindfulness meditation, for example, encourages focusing on the present moment, allowing thoughts to pass without judgment. This can help quiet the racing mind and reduce anxiety. Deep breathing exercises, such as diaphragmatic breathing, can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation and slowing the heart rate. Progressive muscle relaxation, which involves tensing and releasing different muscle groups, can ease physical tension and prepare the body for sleep. Another important factor is creating a sleep-conducive environment. This includes ensuring the bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool. Establishing a regular sleep schedule, avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, and limiting screen time in the evening can also significantly improve sleep quality. Ultimately, the most effective sleep aids are those that promote relaxation, reduce mental stimulation, and create a comfortable environment for rest. While counting sheep might be a charming tradition, it's time to retire this myth and embrace more scientifically sound strategies for achieving a good night's sleep. The field of sleep science is constantly evolving, offering new insights into the complexities of sleep and providing us with more effective tools to address sleep disturbances. 41. Some people can function well on little sleep. Sleepy Fact 41. The assertion that some individuals can function well on little sleep unveils a fascinating and complex facet of human biology and behavior. This statement challenges the commonly held belief that 8 hours of sleep is universally essential for optimal cognitive and physical performance. While a substantial portion of the population thrives on this amount of rest, a smaller subset appears to defy this norm, exhibiting remarkable resilience to sleep deprivation and maintaining high levels of functionality on significantly reduced sleep durations. The existence of these short sleepers has intrigued researchers for decades, prompting investigations into the genetic, neurological, and lifestyle factors that might contribute to this unique ability. Studies have revealed that short sleepers often possess a genetic predisposition that allows them to experience more efficient sleep cycles, spending a greater proportion of their sleep time in the deeper, more restorative stages. This efficiency translates to feeling refreshed and alert even after only a few hours of sleep, a stark contrast to the grogginess and impaired performance typically associated with sleep deprivation in the average person. Furthermore, research suggests that short sleepers may exhibit differences in brain structure and activity patterns. Certain brain regions involved in alertness and cognitive control may be more active or efficient in these individuals, allowing them to compensate for the reduced sleep duration. They may also have a higher tolerance for the buildup of adenosine, a neurochemical that promotes sleepiness. This tolerance could explain why they experience less sleep inertia and maintain focus more easily despite limited rest. However, it is crucial to distinguish between genuine short sleepers and individuals who simply believe they can function well on little sleep. Many people who consistently get insufficient sleep may experience chronic sleep deprivation, leading to a gradual decline in cognitive function and physical health without necessarily being fully aware of the impairment. This condition can manifest as decreased attention span, impaired memory, mood disturbances, and an increased risk of accidents. Therefore, it is essential to objectively assess sleep patterns and performance levels before self-identifying as a short sleeper. Moreover, even among those who genuinely require less sleep, there may be subtle consequences to consistently operating on minimal rest. Some studies suggest that chronic short sleep, even in individuals who function well, could potentially increase the risk of certain health problems, such as cardiovascular disease and metabolic disorders, over the long term. However, further research is needed to fully understand the long-term effects of short sleep on overall health and well-being. The existence of short sleepers underscores the considerable variability in sleep needs among individuals and highlights the complex interplay of genetic, environmental, and lifestyle factors that influence sleep patterns and their impact on human function. It serves as a reminder that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to sleep, and that each individual should strive to understand their own unique sleep requirements to optimize their health, performance, and overall quality of life. Understanding the mechanisms behind the short sleep phenomenon could potentially lead to new strategies for improving sleep efficiency and mitigating the negative effects of sleep deprivation in the broader population. For example, identifying the specific genes or brain circuits that contribute to efficient sleep could pave the way for targeted interventions that enhance sleep quality and reduce the need for prolonged rest. 42. Sleep quality is more important than quantity. The surprising truth about sleep isn't always about the hours we clock in. While the recommended 7 to 9 hours for adults is a good general guideline, the quality of that sleep often trumps mere quantity. This means that consistently achieving deep, restorative sleep for a shorter duration can be significantly more beneficial than tossing and turning for longer periods. Let's delve into why sleep quality holds such immense importance and explore some fascinating aspects surrounding this often overlooked facet of our health. One key element in determining sleep quality is the sleep cycle itself. We don't simply drift into a uniform state of unconsciousness. Instead, our brains cycle through distinct stages: light sleep, deep sleep, and rapid eye movement sleep. Each stage plays a crucial role in different restorative processes. Deep sleep, also known as slow wave sleep, is particularly vital for physical restoration, tissue repair, and energy replenishment. It's during this stage that our bodies secrete growth hormone, which is essential for muscle growth and cellular regeneration. Light sleep, while not as restorative as deep sleep, still plays a role in cognitive processing and memory consolidation. And rapid eye movement sleep is characterized by vivid dreams and is crucial for emotional processing, learning, and memory. Achieving sufficient time in each of these stages is crucial for optimal sleep quality. Disruptions to the sleep cycle, such as frequent awakenings, can prevent us from reaching the deeper, more restorative stages, regardless of how long we remain in bed. This is why someone who spends 8 hours in bed but wakes up multiple times during the night might feel less rested than someone who sleeps soundly for 6 hours. Factors that contribute to poor sleep quality are numerous and often interconnected. Stress, anxiety, and depression can significantly interfere with sleep patterns, leading to difficulty falling asleep, frequent awakenings, and a lighter, less restorative sleep. Lifestyle choices also play a significant role. Excessive caffeine or alcohol consumption, particularly close to bedtime, can disrupt sleep cycles. Similarly, irregular sleep schedules, such as going to bed and waking up at different times each day, can throw off the body's natural circadian rhythm, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Environmental factors also influence sleep quality. A noisy or brightly lit bedroom can interfere with sleep, as can a room that is too hot or too cold. The quality of our mattress and pillows also matters. An uncomfortable sleep surface can lead to tossing and turning, preventing us from settling into deep sleep. Addressing these factors can significantly improve sleep quality, even if the overall duration of sleep remains the same. For example, practicing relaxation techniques like meditation or deep breathing before bed can reduce stress and promote relaxation, making it easier to fall asleep. Creating a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends, can help regulate the body's circadian rhythm. And optimizing the sleep environment by ensuring a dark, quiet, and cool room can create more conducive conditions for restorative sleep. It's also worth noting that sleep quality can be influenced by underlying medical conditions. Sleep apnea, a condition characterized by pauses in breathing during sleep, can disrupt sleep cycles and prevent individuals from reaching deep sleep. Restless leg syndrome, a neurological disorder that causes an irresistible urge to move the legs, can also interfere with sleep. In such cases, addressing the underlying medical condition is essential for improving sleep quality. So while aiming for the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep is a good goal, remember that the quality of that sleep is just as, if not more, important. By focusing on factors that promote deep, restorative sleep, we can optimize our sleep and reap the numerous benefits that come with it, including improved physical health, cognitive function, and emotional well-being. Prioritizing sleep quality is an investment in our overall health and a key ingredient for a happier, healthier life. 43. Yawning may help regulate brain temperature. Sleepy Fact 43. Yawning may help regulate brain temperature is a fascinating glimpse into a common, often involuntary, human behavior. We all yawn. We yawn when we're tired, when we're bored, and sometimes, inexplicably, when we see someone else yawn. But beyond the simple act of opening our mouths wide and taking a deep breath lies a complex physiological function potentially linked to keeping our brains cool. For many years, yawning was primarily associated with increasing oxygen levels in the blood or reducing carbon dioxide. This idea, however, has largely been debunked by scientific research. Modern theories now lean towards the thermoregulatory role of yawning, proposing that it serves as a mechanism to cool down an overheated brain. The brain, a remarkably active organ, generates a considerable amount of heat as it works tirelessly to process information, control bodily functions, and navigate our daily lives. Maintaining the brain at an optimal temperature is crucial for efficient cognitive function. Just like a computer can overheat if its cooling system fails, a brain that gets too warm can suffer performance setbacks. This is where yawning comes into play. The act of yawning involves several key components that contribute to brain cooling. First, the deep inhalation of air during a yawn brings a rush of cooler air into the body. This cooler air helps to lower the temperature of the blood circulating near the respiratory tract. Secondly, the stretching of the jaw muscles during a yawn increases blood flow to the face and head. This enhanced blood flow can help to dissipate heat away from the brain. Finally, and perhaps most interestingly, studies suggest that yawning can also facilitate the exchange of heat with the surrounding environment. Think of your skull as an insulator, trapping heat generated by the brain. Yawning, in this context, acts like a sudden opening of a window, allowing the heat to escape and cooler air to enter. Research supporting the brain cooling theory of yawning has involved monitoring brain temperature in individuals before, during, and after yawning. These studies have shown a correlation between yawning and a decrease in brain temperature. Furthermore, the frequency of yawning has been observed to vary with ambient temperature. People tend to yawn more often when the surrounding temperature is relatively warm, further supporting the idea that yawning is a response to an overheated brain. This isn't to say that every yawn is solely for temperature regulation. There are other potential factors at play, such as social cues and arousal levels. Seeing someone else yawn, for instance, can trigger a contagious yawn in us, a phenomenon that likely serves a social function related to group alertness and synchronicity. The potential link between yawning and brain temperature regulation also has implications for understanding certain medical conditions. For example, individuals with conditions that affect brain temperature regulation, such as multiple sclerosis, may experience abnormal yawning patterns. Similarly, excessive yawning can sometimes be a symptom of underlying medical issues, suggesting a disruption in the body's ability to maintain optimal brain temperature. While the brain cooling theory is currently the leading explanation for the purpose of yawning, research is ongoing. Scientists continue to explore the complex interplay of physiological factors that contribute to this common and fascinating behavior. Future studies may uncover even more intricate details about the role of yawning in maintaining overall health and well-being. So the next time you feel a yawn coming on, remember that it might be more than just a sign of tiredness or boredom. It could be your brain's way of keeping things cool and running smoothly. 44. Lack of sleep can affect your metabolism. Sleep fact number 44. That lack of sleep can affect your metabolism is a truly fascinating glimpse into the intricate relationship between our sleep patterns and our body's ability to process energy. Metabolism, at its core, is the sum of all chemical processes that occur within a living organism in order to maintain life. It's how our bodies convert what we eat and drink into energy. This energy fuels everything we do, from breathing and thinking to running a marathon. When we consistently shortchange ourselves on sleep, we are essentially throwing a wrench into the delicate machinery of our metabolism, leading to a cascade of potentially negative consequences. One of the primary ways sleep deprivation messes with our metabolism is by disrupting hormone regulation. Two key hormones are particularly affected: leptin and ghrelin. Leptin, often referred to as the satiety hormone, signals to the brain that we are full and helps to suppress appetite. Conversely, ghrelin, the hunger hormone, stimulates appetite and encourages us to eat. When we don't get enough sleep, leptin levels tend to decrease, while ghrelin levels increase. This hormonal imbalance creates a perfect storm for overeating and weight gain. Our brains, receiving the faulty signal that we are constantly hungry, prompt us to consume more calories than we actually need. Think about those late-night cravings that often strike when we're tired. They're not just random. They're often driven by this hormonal dysregulation. Beyond leptin and ghrelin, sleep deprivation also impacts insulin sensitivity. Insulin is a hormone that helps glucose, or sugar, from the bloodstream enter cells to be used for energy. When we are sleep deprived, our bodies become less sensitive to insulin, meaning that it takes more insulin to achieve the same effect. This can lead to elevated blood sugar levels, which, over time, can increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. It's like our body is shouting at insulin to do its job, but insulin is not able to hear very well. This resistance creates a backup of sugar in the blood, causing further metabolic disruption. The consequences of disrupted metabolism extend beyond just weight gain and diabetes risk. Sleep deprivation can also affect how our bodies process fats. Studies have shown that when we don't get enough sleep, our bodies tend to store more fat, especially visceral fat, which is the dangerous type of fat that accumulates around our abdominal organs. This visceral fat is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, and other serious health problems. Furthermore, lack of sleep can reduce our basal metabolic rate, which is the number of calories our body burns at rest. Essentially, our body becomes less efficient at burning calories, making it even easier to gain weight. Think of it like downgrading from a fuel-efficient car to a gas-guzzling one. The car requires more fuel to cover the same distance. In addition to hormonal changes and insulin resistance, sleep deprivation can also affect our immune system. A weakened immune system can further impair metabolic function, as the body's resources are diverted to fighting off infections rather than maintaining metabolic balance. The interplay between sleep, metabolism, and overall health is complex and multifaceted. While a single night of poor sleep is unlikely to cause lasting damage, chronic sleep deprivation can have a significant and detrimental impact on our metabolic health. This fact underscores the importance of prioritizing sleep as a fundamental pillar of a healthy lifestyle, alongside a balanced diet and regular exercise. By making sleep a priority, we can help to ensure that our metabolism functions optimally, supporting our overall health and well-being. 45. Your brain is more active at night than during the day. The human brain, a universe contained within our skulls, operates on a fascinating rhythm that often defies our intuitive understanding. While we might assume our cognitive powerhouse is at its peak performance during daylight hours, when we're actively engaged in tasks requiring focus and concentration, the truth is far more nuanced. A compelling piece of evidence that showcases this complexity is the fact that our brains are actually more active during the night, particularly during sleep, than when we are awake. This heightened nocturnal activity isn't a sign of insomnia, but rather a critical component of the brain's maintenance and restorative processes. During the day, our brains are primarily focused on processing external stimuli. We're constantly bombarded with information from our senses: sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and tactile sensations. Our brains must filter this information, prioritize what's important, and coordinate appropriate responses. This daytime activity relies heavily on focused attention, decision-making, and motor control. Neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine, which are associated with alertness and arousal, are prevalent during the day, keeping us awake and responsive to our surroundings. However, this constant barrage of information and activity generates metabolic byproducts, cellular waste that accumulates throughout the day. Think of it like a busy city accumulating trash. It needs to be cleaned up. Nighttime, especially during sleep, is when the brain's cleaning crew clocks in. This is where the increased activity comes into play. Sleep is not merely a period of inactivity, but a period of intense and crucial neural processing. One of the primary functions of this nighttime activity is the consolidation of memories. Throughout the day, our brains form short-term memories, fleeting impressions of experiences and information. During sleep, particularly during slow-wave sleep, these memories are transferred from the hippocampus, the brain's short-term memory center, to the neocortex, the region responsible for long-term storage. This transfer process involves the reactivation of neural pathways that were active during the day, essentially replaying the day's events in a sped-up and condensed form. It's like the brain is reviewing and archiving the day's highlights. Furthermore, the brain also uses the night to perform essential maintenance tasks. The glymphatic system, a recently discovered waste clearance system in the brain, becomes highly active during sleep. This system flushes out metabolic waste products, including amyloid beta, a protein implicated in Alzheimer's disease. This cleansing process is facilitated by the reduction in brain cell volume during sleep, which creates more space for the cerebrospinal fluid to circulate and clear out the accumulated debris. Think of it as the city streets being hosed down after everyone goes home. Moreover, sleep also plays a vital role in emotional regulation. During REM sleep, the brain processes emotions and works to dampen the emotional intensity of stressful experiences. This process helps us to wake up feeling refreshed and better equipped to handle the challenges of the day ahead. It's as though the brain is sorting through emotional baggage. The increased brain activity at night, therefore, is not a paradox but a necessary function. It reflects the brain's dedication to essential tasks like memory consolidation, waste clearance, and emotional regulation, all of which are crucial for maintaining optimal cognitive function and overall health. So while you might feel like your brain is sleeping at night, it's actually working harder than you think, diligently cleaning, organizing, and preparing you for the day to come. This nocturnal activity underscores the profound importance of sleep for brain health and highlights the intricate and often surprising ways in which our brains operate. 46. Humans are the only mammals that delay sleep willingly. The sixth fascinating observation regarding sleep habits unveils a striking peculiarity differentiating humanity from the remainder of the mammalian world. Humans are the only mammals that willingly postpone sleep. This seemingly simple statement reveals a complex interplay of cognitive functions, societal pressures, and evolutionary adaptations that distinguish our relationship with slumber. While every creature on Earth requires rest to rejuvenate and maintain essential bodily functions, the human tendency to intentionally delay sleep stands as a singular characteristic. To understand the depth of this distinction, consider the sleep patterns of other mammals. A lion, after a day of hunting and territorial defense, will typically succumb to sleep when its energy reserves are depleted and the environment is relatively safe. A squirrel, guided by the rhythm of the sun and the changing seasons, will diligently prepare its nest and enter a state of torpor or hibernation when conditions become unfavorable. A bat, adhering to its nocturnal nature, will seek shelter during daylight hours and conserve energy by sleeping. These animals, while exhibiting varying levels of sleep duration and activity cycles, are primarily governed by instinct and environmental cues. Sleep is a fundamental biological necessity, a non-negotiable requirement for survival. They do not ponder the merits of finishing a novel, binge-watching a television series, or engaging in late-night social interactions, consciously deciding to sacrifice sleep for these activities. Humans, however, are masters of self-override. Our sophisticated prefrontal cortex, the seat of executive function and decision-making, grants us the power to analyze, prioritize, and ultimately choose. We can consciously override our biological drive for sleep, often justifying this decision with a myriad of rationalizations. The pursuit of knowledge, the demands of work, the allure of entertainment, or the desire for social connection frequently take precedence over the body's innate need for rest. This capacity for delayed gratification and the ability to weigh the costs and benefits of various activities are hallmarks of human cognition, but they also contribute to a pervasive phenomenon of sleep deprivation in modern society. The consequences of willingly postponing sleep are far-reaching. Chronic sleep deprivation is linked to a host of negative health outcomes, including weakened immune function, increased risk of cardiovascular disease, impaired cognitive performance, and mood disturbances. Furthermore, sleep deprivation affects our ability to regulate emotions, make sound decisions, and react quickly in emergency situations. The very cognitive abilities that enable us to delay sleep are ironically compromised by the resultant lack of rest. The advent of artificial light and digital technology has further exacerbated the human tendency to postpone sleep. The invention of the light bulb disrupted our natural circadian rhythms, allowing us to extend our waking hours far beyond the setting of the sun. The proliferation of smartphones, tablets, and computers has provided a constant stream of stimulating content, captivating our attention and making it even more difficult to disengage and prepare for sleep. The blue light emitted from these devices can suppress the production of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep, further disrupting our natural sleep-wake cycle. Furthermore, societal pressures and cultural norms play a significant role in shaping our sleep habits. In many cultures, productivity and achievement are highly valued, and sleep is often viewed as a luxury rather than a necessity. The pressure to work long hours, attend social events, and stay connected online can create a culture of sleep deprivation, where individuals feel compelled to sacrifice sleep in order to keep up with the demands of modern life. The willingness to delay sleep, therefore, is not solely an individual choice, but is also influenced by the broader societal context in which we live. In conclusion, the distinction that humans willingly delay sleep highlights the profound impact of our cognitive abilities, technological advancements, and societal pressures on our fundamental biological needs. It serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between our conscious desires and the essential requirements of our physical and mental well-being. 47. Cold room temperatures can help you sleep better. The realm of sleep, that nightly sojourn into restoration, is a complex dance influenced by numerous factors, one of the most subtle yet powerful being ambient temperature. The fact that cooler room temperatures facilitate better sleep isn't merely an old wives' tale. It's a principle deeply rooted in human physiology and the body's natural sleep mechanisms. Our internal thermostat, governed by the circadian rhythm, plays a pivotal role in regulating our core body temperature, orchestrating a delicate dance between heat production and dissipation. As bedtime approaches, our body temperature naturally begins to decline, signaling the onset of sleepiness and preparing the body for rest. This cooling process is essential for initiating and maintaining sleep, as it helps to slow down metabolic processes, reduce brain activity, and promote relaxation. A cooler sleep environment can significantly enhance this natural cooling process, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep throughout the night. Think of it as providing a gentle nudge to the body's own sleep mechanisms. When the surrounding air is cooler, the body can more efficiently release heat, further accelerating the drop in core temperature that is conducive to sleep. The ideal temperature range for optimal sleep is generally considered to be between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, a range that may seem surprisingly cool to some. This range allows the body to maintain a slightly lower core temperature throughout the night, promoting deeper and more restful sleep. However, individual preferences and tolerances can vary. Some people may find that a slightly warmer or cooler temperature suits them better, and it is important to experiment to find the ideal sleep temperature that works for you. Factors such as age, body composition, and overall health can all influence how sensitive someone is to temperature changes. For example, older adults may be more susceptible to feeling cold and may prefer a slightly warmer sleep environment, while athletes may find that a cooler room aids in muscle recovery and reduces inflammation. The benefits of a cooler sleep environment extend beyond simply falling asleep faster. Studies have shown that sleeping in a cooler room can improve sleep quality, increase slow-wave sleep, also known as deep sleep, which is essential for physical and cognitive restoration, and reduce nighttime awakenings. Additionally, a cooler sleep environment may also help to regulate metabolism and improve insulin sensitivity, potentially reducing the risk of metabolic disorders such as type 2 diabetes. It's also important to consider the role of bedding and sleepwear in regulating body temperature. Heavy blankets and insulated pajamas can trap heat and counteract the benefits of a cooler room, leading to discomfort and disrupted sleep. Opting for lightweight, breathable fabrics such as cotton or linen can help to promote airflow and wick away moisture, allowing the body to regulate its temperature more effectively. Creating a cooler sleep environment doesn't necessarily require cranking up the air conditioning to the maximum setting. Simple strategies such as opening a window, using a fan, or taking a warm bath or shower before bed can also help to lower body temperature and promote sleepiness. The warm bath might seem counterintuitive, but the subsequent cooling down that occurs as the body evaporates moisture from the skin can be surprisingly effective at inducing sleep. In conclusion, the seemingly simple act of lowering the thermostat can have a profound impact on sleep quality and overall well-being. By understanding the science behind the body's natural sleep mechanisms and creating a cooler sleep environment, we can unlock the potential for deeper, more restorative sleep and wake up feeling refreshed and energized. 48. Some people dream in other languages. Fact 48. Some people dream in other languages unveils a fascinating intersection of language, memory, and the subconscious mind. The human brain, a complex and multifaceted organ, never truly rests, even during sleep. Dreams, those nocturnal narratives that unfold in our minds, are a testament to this continuous activity. They are often a reflection of our waking lives, drawing upon our experiences, emotions, and knowledge. Language, being a fundamental aspect of human cognition and communication, inevitably finds its way into the dreamscape. The phenomenon of dreaming in a language other than one's native tongue, while not universally experienced, highlights the brain's remarkable capacity to process and utilize linguistic information, even when we are not consciously aware of it. For individuals who are multilingual, or have studied a foreign language extensively, dreaming in that language may not be entirely surprising. Their brains have already established neural pathways and connections associated with the foreign language. During sleep, these pathways can become activated, leading to the manifestation of foreign language elements in dreams. The frequency and fluency with which someone dreams in a foreign language often correlates with their proficiency in that language and the extent to which they use it in their daily lives. Someone who is fluent and regularly immersed in a foreign language environment is more likely to dream in that language, compared to someone who has only a basic understanding or rarely uses it. However, the occurrence of dreaming in a foreign language is not limited to multilingual individuals. Even monolingual individuals who have had some exposure to a foreign language, perhaps through travel, media, or education, may occasionally find themselves dreaming in that language. This phenomenon suggests that the brain retains linguistic information, even if it is not actively used or consciously recalled. The dream state may provide an opportunity for this latent linguistic knowledge to surface. The content and context of dreams in foreign languages can vary widely. Some individuals report having simple, straightforward conversations in the foreign language, while others describe more complex scenarios or narratives. The level of fluency and grammatical accuracy in these dreams can also differ. Some dreamers may find themselves speaking the foreign language fluently and effortlessly, while others may struggle to express themselves or make grammatical errors. Interestingly, some people may even dream in a language they have never consciously studied or been exposed to. This could be attributed to fragmented memories, misinterpretations of sounds, or the brain's tendency to create novel combinations of existing information. The reasons why people dream in foreign languages are not fully understood, but several theories have been proposed. One theory suggests that it is a way for the brain to consolidate and strengthen language learning. By activating the neural pathways associated with the foreign language during sleep, the brain reinforces these connections, making it easier to recall and use the language when awake. Another theory posits that dreaming in a foreign language may be related to emotional associations. Language is often intertwined with our emotions and experiences. If someone has strong emotional connections to a particular foreign language or culture, they may be more likely to dream in that language. The emotional content of the dream may trigger the use of the foreign language as a means of expression. Moreover, stress and anxiety can also influence the language of dreams. When faced with challenging situations or stressful events, individuals may revert to their native language as a source of comfort and security. However, in other cases, stress may lead to dreaming in a foreign language, possibly as a way of distancing oneself from the emotional intensity of the situation or exploring alternative perspectives. Ultimately, the specific reasons behind dreaming in a foreign language are likely to be unique to each individual and their personal experiences. It is a testament to the brain's incredible plasticity and its ability to adapt and process information in unexpected and fascinating ways. 49. People with insomnia are more prone to anxiety. The realm of sleep, or the lack thereof, is a fascinating and complex area of human health, and the intimate dance between sleep and mental well-being is increasingly understood. One particularly compelling piece of this puzzle is the significant link between insomnia and anxiety. The stark reality is that individuals grappling with insomnia are demonstrably more vulnerable to experiencing anxiety. This isn't merely a correlation. The two conditions frequently exist in a bidirectional relationship, each exacerbating the other, creating a self-perpetuating cycle that can be incredibly difficult to break. To understand this connection, we must first acknowledge what insomnia truly is. It transcends simply having a bad night's sleep. Insomnia is characterized by persistent difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, or experiencing restful sleep, despite having ample opportunity to do so. This chronic sleep deprivation has cascading effects on numerous bodily systems, including the intricate neurochemical processes that govern mood and emotional regulation. When sleep is disrupted, the brain struggles to maintain the delicate balance of neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, which are crucial for maintaining a sense of calm and well-being. A deficiency in these key neurotransmitters is often implicated in the development and exacerbation of anxiety disorders. Beyond the neurochemical imbalances, the cognitive consequences of insomnia also play a significant role. Sleep deprivation impairs cognitive functions like attention, concentration, and decision-making. This can lead to increased irritability, difficulty managing stress, and a heightened perception of threat. Imagine facing a stressful day at work after tossing and turning all night. Your ability to cope with challenges is significantly diminished, and you are far more likely to react with anxiety and frustration than you would if you were well rested. This accumulation of daily stressors, compounded by impaired cognitive function, contributes significantly to the overall burden of anxiety. Moreover, insomnia often fuels a vicious cycle of worry and rumination. Individuals struggling to sleep often become preoccupied with their inability to sleep, leading to heightened anxiety about the consequences of sleep deprivation. This anxiety further interferes with sleep, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of sleepless nights and mounting worry. The clock-watching phenomenon, where individuals fixate on the time and calculate how many hours of sleep they are losing, is a classic example of this anxiety-driven cycle. This constant state of hyperarousal driven by the fear of not sleeping essentially activates the body's stress response system, further inhibiting the ability to relax and fall asleep. Furthermore, the physical symptoms of insomnia can mimic or amplify the symptoms of anxiety, making it difficult to distinguish between the two. Insomnia often manifests in physical tension, headaches, digestive problems, and fatigue. These physical symptoms can then be misinterpreted as signs of anxiety, leading to further worry and exacerbating the existing anxiety. This interplay between physical and psychological symptoms underscores the complex and multifaceted relationship between insomnia and anxiety. The impact of this bidirectional relationship extends beyond individual suffering. Chronic insomnia and anxiety can significantly impair a person's quality of life, affecting their relationships, work performance, and overall well-being. Individuals may withdraw from social activities, struggle to meet work deadlines, and experience a general sense of hopelessness and despair. This highlights the importance of addressing both conditions simultaneously rather than treating them as isolated problems. Effective interventions often involve a combination of cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, which focuses on changing negative thoughts and behaviors related to sleep, and strategies for managing anxiety, such as mindfulness meditation, relaxation techniques, or, in some cases, medication. Recognizing the intricate connection between insomnia and anxiety is crucial for developing comprehensive and effective treatment approaches that can break the cycle and restore a sense of peace and well-being. 50. Dream recall improves with practice. Dream recall, the ability to remember your dreams, is a fascinating cognitive skill that, like many others, can be honed and improved with practice. It's not simply a matter of passive observation. Actively engaging with your dream world can significantly enhance your capacity to bring those nocturnal narratives back into your waking consciousness. The statement, "Dream recall improves with practice," encapsulates this intriguing phenomenon, opening a window into the dynamic interplay between our sleeping and waking minds. Many people dismiss dreams as fleeting, nonsensical experiences, quickly forgotten upon waking. However, the potential for dream recall is present in most individuals. The key lies in cultivating an intentional approach to remembering your dreams. This involves creating a conducive environment and adopting specific techniques that prime your mind for dream retention. One of the most effective methods is to keep a dream journal. This simple act of writing down your dreams immediately upon waking signals to your brain that dream recall is important. Place a notebook and pen by your bedside, ready to capture the fading images and emotions before they vanish completely. Even if you only remember fragments, jotting them down can trigger further recall. Over time, you'll likely find that the amount of detail you remember increases significantly. The very act of consistently recording your dreams will train your brain to prioritize and consolidate these memories. Another crucial element is to cultivate a sense of anticipation and intention before falling asleep. Remind yourself that you want to remember your dreams. This simple affirmation can subtly influence your brain's activity during sleep, making you more likely to notice and retain your dreams. You can also try visualizing yourself recalling a dream, further reinforcing your intention. Paying attention to your sleep hygiene can also indirectly improve dream recall. Getting enough sleep, maintaining a regular sleep schedule, and creating a relaxing bedtime routine can all contribute to more vivid and memorable dreams. When your sleep is disrupted or irregular, your brain may not have the opportunity to fully process and consolidate your dreams. Interestingly, certain techniques used to induce lucid dreaming, where you become aware that you are dreaming, can also enhance dream recall. Reality testing, a technique used to check whether you are awake or dreaming, involves regularly questioning your environment and looking for inconsistencies. This practice trains your mind to be more attentive to details, which can then translate into improved dream recall. Furthermore, the content of your dreams can influence your ability to remember them. Emotionally charged or particularly vivid dreams are often easier to recall than mundane or uneventful ones. Therefore, engaging in activities that stimulate your imagination and emotions during the day, such as reading, watching movies, or listening to music, may indirectly contribute to more memorable dreams. The benefits of improved dream recall extend beyond simply having interesting stories to tell. Dreams can provide valuable insights into your subconscious mind, revealing hidden emotions, unresolved conflicts, and creative solutions to problems. By actively engaging with your dream world, you can gain a deeper understanding of yourself and your inner workings. It's important to note that dream recall is not an all-or-nothing phenomenon. Some nights you may remember your dreams with crystal clarity, while on others you may draw a complete blank. This is perfectly normal. The key is to be patient, persistent, and to view dream recall as an ongoing practice, rather than a goal to be achieved. With consistent effort, you can unlock the fascinating world of your dreams and tap into a rich source of creativity, self-discovery, and personal growth. The ability to remember your dreams is a skill that, like any other, flourishes with dedication and practice, unveiling the hidden narratives that unfold within the theater of your mind each night.